Well, good evening, Tiger sports fans. Today, here from the Jungle and Liberty Center, it's girls basketball. The Wauseon Lady Indians come to town to take on our Liberty Center Tigers. I'm your host, Mark the Captain Bly, Miss Kiki Moss on the color, Mr. Phil Snow on the play-by-play. And, we talked a little bit about this JV team and how excited the coaching staff is to have this team. They're 10-3, 10-4, something like that. And
I think 11-6.
I
thought they were
60.
one.
You're right. That was 2 weeks ago.
I think it was 11 and
I
either
can't
11
remember
or 12
what I
and
did
6
yesterday,
now.
but I can remember numbers from 2 weeks ago. So,
But hey, what's up, guys? Sorry.
Hey, no, you're all right. Some of us got real jobs, Phil.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. Action underway here. Looked like Liberty Center won the jump ball and got a look at the bucket. Fosnight unable to score it. So Wauseon will take their first offensive possession. Zintek hounding defensively. Good dribble drive there. A lot of contact. Number 11 on the drive for Wauseon.
Maddie Bailey flattened her and then looked at it like, what?
Yeah, I don't have her on the roster anywhere, so I'll have to get that name. Number 11 for the Indians. Wauseon will inbound, working against the pressure defense. Once again, Addie Zintek.
That looks like the Tool girl.
I'll have to get that name. I'm not sure what's up with that.
I got some Wauseon contacts in my phone.
Kara Ersham on the floor for the Indians, as well as number 21, Mia Barajas. Good interior pass, good catch, tried to go outside. Good steal there from Zintek. Zintek now showing off the speed. She goes up strong with the right hand. Good block. And it'll be out of bounds to the Indians.
I think she was frustrated and took a swat at the ball and didn't work out in her favor.
Number 3, Abby Kissel, also on the floor for the Indians, as well as number 33, Addison Fisher. Tigers is Hope Atkinson. As Addie Zintek again comes up with another steal. Tigers on the break. Good pass to Moeller. Moeller tries to finish the layup. No good. Fosnight on the glass. Her shot up. No good. Rebound inside. Grabbed by Ersham. Now a pass up ahead. Wauseon will gather. Good double team in the corner there from Liberty Center, and it'll be out of bounds to Wauseon. So a lot of action so far here in the first quarter. Both teams, I think, just a little sped up right now.
Mm-hmm. I think, what speed by Chloe Moeller.
That's one thing. Chloe starting tonight, guys. We've seen her gradually get more and more time. Good drive there on the baseline. That's Mia Barajas. Good finish there. But that's one thing that we've seen a lot more recently is Chloe Moeller getting more and more time. Earned a starting spot in the lineup tonight. I believe she started a week ago as well on Thursday against Patrick Henry. So kudos to her because she's worked really hard to get to that spot. And Cap, I think you mentioned it, Zintek with a good drive to the basket. Her speed is a big factor in that.
Yeah.
Good defense there for Moeller. Kissel now crosses the timeline, gets to the wing. And a little bit of trouble there. Now Barajas will have the ball for the Indians. They'll go top side now to Ersham. They'll go right wing now. Indians look like they're running a flex-type offense. Good tip there from Moeller. Gathered in the backcourt. Now Fosnight being aggressive. Now Moeller gets on the floor. Good job there by the Tiger defense to force that jump ball. As girls being active, and Kiki, that was one thing we saw last week as well, or Thursday night against Patrick Henry as well. Girls on the floor constantly there, very aggressive and go for those loose balls.
Yeah, for sure. Especially you see it a lot from Chloe and Addie, and I think it just really shows how aggressive they are, and they're not scared to get on the floor and get dirty.
Good play there by the Indians on the nice sideline out-of-bounds play. Barajas found a lane to the basket. She scores again, and she has all 4 for the Indians, and they lead the Tigers 4-0. Haley now on the drive. Good drive baseline. Blocked from behind, but I think they're going to get a late foul call. It'll be on number 11. I thought that looked like a pretty decent block, Cap, but nevertheless, they're going to get Maddie Bailey to the free throw line.
I think they called it on 35. I don't know. But
nevertheless,
I don't even know where she was involved in it. Must have got her for a block or something.
Maddie Bailey sinks the first free throw. Another one coming here for Maddie Bailey. Second free throw on the way. Good. And 2 for 2 from the line for the Tigers. Cut into the lead 4-2.
Fuller and Conrad in for Aletha Faustin and Maddie Bailey.
So Kenzie Fuller, again, we saw her on Thursday do a really nice drive driving the basket, was able to draw some contact, got to the free throw line as well. Kenzie Fuller had a really nice game on Thursday. You know, Cap, and I think that was one thing you had kind of mentioned at the start of the year, is this freshman class is very aggressive, and they're not afraid to get out here and battle it out with these sophomores and these juniors and some of these teams. So, and I think you're seeing it as the season goes on. They've just gotten more and more comfortable, and she's especially one of those girls.
Yeah, in the freshman class is one of those. 7th grade they won volleyball and basketball, softball. 8th grade they won volleyball, softball, basketball, and so they're they don't have a few of the girls. That's a double dribble.
Good.
They don't have a few of the girls. A couple of the girls, one of them wanted to go to the musical, and a couple other girls, but they still have that 4, 5, 6 girls, that nucleus, and that's one of the things Coach Davis and I talked about. He goes, the situation that they caused, there's 24 girls in this basketball team and no freshman team because they can't find games.
Moore misses on the first free throw. Peyton Hageman will check into the game for the Tigers.
It's good to see her healthy again. I think, Kiki, you can say she was. Did she play any volleyball at all?
I think she got in the first 2 games, but don't take my word for that.
There's Fuller working hard on the glass. She'll get a tie-up jump ball, and it'll give the Tigers an extra possession. So Fuller comes into the game right away and makes us look really, really smart, guys.
I'm a genius.
Try to go Conrad on a little double screen. Back to Atkinson. She'll get the three-point look. Just rims out, no good. Chloe Moeller battles for a rebound. But a good rebound inside by Kara Ersham, who kind of just took it away from Moeller, but Moeller was in there battling with her. Now Barajas on the drive. Her floater up no good. Conrad on the board.
Oh.
Man, I'm not sure how you can call anybody on a foul on that. I think that's just a play on.
I didn't do it. Cole's pinching me.
That's her second personal, but I don't know how you can call a foul on that. It was just one of those unfortunate, situations for
it was probably
either of
a
those
good
girls.
No call. I'd have called travel on her maybe because she had it on her back. That'd have been probably the more appropriate call, but I got to be careful because the pinch master over here.
And Cadence Kroninger will check in now for the Indians. Zintek checks in for Atkinson after the turnover. So Tigers will move to a 2-3 zone look with Zintek and Moeller at the top. Conrad will be in the corner. Fuller in the other corner with Hageman anchoring the middle. Ersham, good pass outside to Barajas. Wauseon was swinging around the perimeter. Good bounce pass. Good pressure from Zintek. Good pressure there from Conrad, and that forces a turnover for the Indians. So even in this zone defense, we see how active the hands are for these Tiger defenders and force another turnover. Moore now kicks corner to Hageman. Hageman, great skip pass to Conrad. Conrad scores on the layup. Good extra pass there from Peyton Hageman, who saw Conrad on the cut and delivered a nice feed, and Conrad able to finish in traffic. Good crossover there by Kissel. Now right wing. Fisher working against the zone. Barajas will take the three-point look, and she scores. So Mia Barajas having a really nice game for the Indians. She's got all 7 right now for Wauseon, and they lead the Tigers 7-4 in the first quarter. Fuller on the drive. She goes up strong with the right hand, and she's fouled and will go to the free throw line. So Kenzie Fuller right back to work. Puts it on the deck, and she's fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2 for Liberty Center. Cap, what do we got coming up on our schedule this week?
We've got Tuesday, Thursday. Let's see. The girls are let's see. Thursday, the girls are at Evergreen. Then Friday, we're here. The boys have Evergreen. That'll be a triple header.
That'll be a really, really good
And
game.
then Saturday, I'm excited about Saturday. We will cover the NWOAL wrestling tournament.
And I know we're not going to be covering it, but there is the sectional bowling going on Friday at 10 o'clock as well. I know I got some invested interest in that one, so I thought maybe a turnover there for Wauseon, but I think they're going to say it was tipped. So Wauseon controls. Barajas will take another three. This one misses short, no good. Zintek on the rebound. She'll go up strong with the right hand. Good defense there by Barajas. And a steal. Fuller up with the right hand, and she's fouled.
Boy, Kenzie's got one mode. Give me the ball. I'm going to the rack.
And we saw that on Thursday against Patrick Henry. She, like I said, she had about 4, 5, 6 free throw attempts there in that third quarter when she kind of sparked the offense. And she's right back to the free throw line. And Kiki, a very capable free throw shooter.
For sure.
Fuller sets for the free throw. Just rims in and out, no good. Atkinson will check back in for the Tigers for Chloe Moeller. One more free throw now coming for Fuller.
Referee looks at him and says, "Are you ready now?" Wauseon shuffling players in and out.
Fuller's second free throw, no good. Conrad, great job to crash the boards. Hageman now tries to drive baseline. Pass is tipped. They're going to say off Wauseon, stays with the Tigers. So good job there by Conrad. Nobody got a body on her on the free throw. She was able to soar in and get the rebound to give the possession to the Tigers. Zintek now works in the corner. She'll skip pass over to Hageman. Hageman quarter to Atkinson. Atkinson thought about the drive. Now Conrad will drive baseline, skips it over to Atkinson. Good help defense inside by Addison Fisher. And it'll be tipped out of bounds, and the Tigers will have it underneath their own basket. Zintek sets the inbound. Tigers looking.
Cut to the ball. There you go. Somebody had to cut.
Tigers now will reset. Conrad top side. Over to Zintek. Zintek on the right wing. Zintek skips now to Atkinson. Atkinson to Fuller. Fuller being patient. Ball was juggled there. Good call there by the ref. Right on it. Conrad on the drive. Up strong with the right hand and scores. And Gabby Conrad through the contact. I don't know if it came from behind or where exactly it came from, but there was a couple of defenders in the area, and she was able to score through the contact. So great job there from Conrad. And she'll go to the line to try to tie the game.
Second foul on
Number 21.
Yeah, bro.
Mia Barajas.
And she's got all 7 of their points, so all 7 of their points go to the bench there.
Conrad, free throw, missed it, no good. Fuller on the rebound. She goes up with the right hand and scores. Kenzie Fuller gets an offensive rebound there on the free throw and knows what to do with it, scores it, and it gives the Tigers the lead with under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Oyer now has it. She'll go topside, Kissel. Kissel tried to enter in the high post. Loose ball. Gathered underneath by Fisher. Fisher puts up the jump shot, and they're going to get a foul called underneath.
Number 11 is Lainey Sanford. Cool. Compliments of Mr. Isaiah Markle over there on the scorer's table.
First free throw rims out, no good for Addison Fisher. She'll have one more coming. Sets, shoots the second one, makes the second one good. So 8-8 your score here with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Moeller goes to Zintek. Zintek now top side. She drives. Hageman in the corner. Good backdoor cut from Conrad. Conrad floater up in the lane off glass. Good. What a cut and pass there from Hageman to Conrad. Conrad, 1-2 step, no dribble, right up with it and scores under 20 to go in the first quarter.
I think the two juniors have done that a few times, eh?
And now an errant pass from the Indians out of bounds to Liberty Center with 13.2 to go here in the quarter. So the Tigers will have a chance to add to their lead here with 13.2 seconds. Moeller now will have it. She'll cross the timeline. Working against Fisher. She'll drive all the way to the basket. Up with the right hand. Missed it. No good. She gets her own rebound, but I think they're going to say she was out of bounds. But good effort there by Moeller.
Well, she didn't establish herself. That's what I was thinking. So
Moeller was able to get all the way to the basket, just unable to get the layup to go. But great take there if you're Chloe Moeller and the Tigers. Now Kissel will take the three-quarter court shot, and it will come up short, no good. And that is how the first quarter will come to an end as Wauseon kind of got on top early. But Liberty Center answers the run, and the score now, Liberty Center leads it 10-8 after the first quarter.
Kiki, tell us about who makes these possible.
KK Collision, a leader in the auto repair industry that has been servicing Northwest Ohio's auto needs for over 27 years. Meyer Badenhop Insurance. Since 1933, Northwest Ohio has been the home of the Meyer Badenhop Agency. STN Design, your home for custom screen printing and embroidery. Affinity IT Group, cybersecurity managed service for your company's demanding computer needs. Record, sign it, sew it, screen it, and promote it. Davis Farm Services is a family-owned agronomy business serving Northwest Ohio farmers for over 50 years. Swanton Welding has been providing our customers with the highest quality service for their metal fabrication needs since 1956. Pam and Dick Leatherman. Pizzanella's Pizza, a great family restaurant serving up delicious pizza, subs, wings, salad, and a wide variety of appetizers right here in Liberty Center. Gerald Grain Centers, a farmer-owned cooperative with 9 locations here in northwestern Ohio. Holgate Metal Fab, with 14,000 feet of fabrication area, Holgate Metal Fab is shop fabrication you can count on, and Sattler Meats.
And don't forget, Three Court is also your official clothing outfitter of your crew up here. All of us got some kind of Tiger Sports Live stuff on.
The three-court scoreboard.
The three-court scoreboard. Conrad with a good steal. We'll get you our first quarter stats after this transition. Conrad layup no good. Moeller on the rebound, and she's fouled. First half stats, our first quarter stats look like this. Liberty Center shot 4 of 16 from the field, while Wauseon was 3 of 6 from the field. Liberty Center forced 6 Wauseon turnovers. Wauseon out-rebounded Liberty Center 5-4. 2 jump balls. Liberty Center, though, at the free throw line, 9 free throw attempts. Only 2 free throw makes, though. So Liberty Center doing a good job of getting to the free throw line, and here they are right back again as Moeller's right back to the free throw line.
She missed the first one off the back of the rim, so.
Second one no good, and Conrad once again just hustling, being in the right spot. Gets an extra possession for the Tigers. Conrad goes right wing. Bailey. Good pass there to Fosnight. A lot of traffic. Fosnight did a good job to get out of trouble. Kicks it to Atkinson. Three-pointer up. Missed it short. No good. Wauseon will get the basketball. Like the possession, though, if you're the Tigers there. Got a post entry. Fosnight was able to kick it back. Got a good swing around. Atkinson got a good look at the three. Just unable to get it to go. Fisher now looks to get it in. She does. She'll get it to Kissel.
But it had to be 4 3/4.
That's pretty close.
Yep.
Kissel now to Toole. Toole kicks over now to Oyer. Oyer looks, guarded by Atkinson. Now Fisher breaks free. They'll go baseline to Toole. Spins. Good defense there from Fosnight. Back inside to Toole. Toole up strong with the right hand and scores. Good post move there inside by Ella Toole. And it started with good positioning and good defense from Fosnight, but Toole able to finish, and now good defense there on this end.
Yeah, Ella Toole is a good player. She's a freshman. She
and I think they're going to get a foul call.
Was the menace of the 8th grade and the 7th grade tournaments for our girls, and she's a good athlete. Her dad's active coach, Nick Toole, over at Wauseon. So
I think they actually called a foul on Ella Toole on Wauseon, so It's going to be Liberty Center basketball underneath. Moeller to Fosnight. Fosnight up strong with the right hand and scores. Good inbounds play for the Tigers to be able to get a deuce. And they lead it 12-10. Now Fisher controls. Guarded by Bailey. Good job there by Fisher to cross the timeline. gets out of the pressure. Loose ball will be off of Wauseon. I think that's the wrong call.
Well, he asked for help, and the guy turned his back. So
okay. Thought it went right out of her hand, but
yep. He was blocked, and he asked for help, and the other referee just started going the other way. So that's the way he called it.
Fosnight, high post catch. Good job there in traffic. Fosnight again with a good catch inside. Good skip. Good ball movement here by the Tigers. Bailey now on the drive. Good pass to Fosnight. Fosnight tried to get it out again. Thought she got fouled. Fisher will get the loose ball. Fisher goes up strong with the right hand, and she is fouled on the other end. So 2 free throws coming for Wauseon. It will be on number 5, Chloe Moeller, her first.
You know, if they'd just give us a whistle, we could call all the fouls out there. We could. Well, that was an angle. I mean, neither referee could see that. We could, you know. And I'm sure they see things we don't, too.
Addison Fisher makes the first free throw.
I noticed that Macy Crew was not dressed today, so I'm not quite sure where she's at. But.
Well, you know, there's a whole bunch of illness going around right now, stomach flu, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, the next strain of whatever. And, yeah, you're right. I didn't. That's a good observation, Kiki. I didn't even notice.
So I noticed she wasn't out there and hadn't been in, so I looked, and it's nowhere to be seen.
So Tigers back on offense after the 2 free throws. Zintek tried to cross-court pass. Good steal there by Wauseon. Barajas now with it. And Zintek will come from behind and poke it out of bounds. Wauseon will keep the basketball.
Yeah, Eddie got herself too far under the basket and didn't have any place else to go.
Good inbounds play there. Tried to get inside to Toole, but a good job there by Fuller to come away with the steal.
And those two have had some epic battles in basketball over the last couple of years.
Moeller, good entry to Fuller. Fuller, good spin. Good pass to Atkinson. Thought about the 3. Now she'll take it. Misses short, no good. Long rebound to Chloe Moeller. Now Fuller with it inside. Good 1-2 step. Good pound dribble. Just ribbed out. No good. Toole on the rebound. Stolen. And Atkinson will go up strong, and she's fouled. So what a good move there by Fuller. I don't know how in the world that ball did not stay in the basket. But nevertheless, Toole got the rebound, and then Liberty Center was there for the steal. And Hope Atkinson will go to the free throw line as a result to shoot 2. First free throw good for Hope Atkinson.
Phil, I'm over here watching over Boom Boom Ballman's shoulder here. He's got overlays going. He's got stat overlays going. He's got player. I don't know, he even said he's got a couple new ones tonight. So
Atkinson cashes in on the free throws. 14-12, Tigers lead it. Here in our special Tuesday League Edition matchup.
Don't reach. She knew that as soon as she did it. Yeah, this is a reschedule, Phil, from a weathered game.
A long time ago, too.
Seems like it's been, seems like a long time.
It was, I believe it was the end of January.
Yeah. So Indians set to inbound. They throw deep to Kissel. Kissel, good catch. Good bounce pass underneath the Toole. And they're going to get a foul called on Kenzie Fuller.
Be his second. Team's third.
Hageman will check in now for Fuller.
She's not too happy about that one.
I was just about to say that. She doesn't look thrilled.
We used to laugh because we'd tell Kenzie, fix your face.
Yeah, traveling violation called.
Yeah, Kenzie would let people know exactly what she was thinking. We're like, Kenzie, fix your face.
She did the exact same thing in volleyball.
Yeah.
So Moeller controls for the Tigers. Atkinson now has it. Atkinson on the drive, over to Hageman. Hageman back to Moeller. 2:30 to go in the first half. Bailey.
That wasn't travel, but.
Shot the three-pointer. Missed it no good. Might have got away with a couple of steps.
Well, I like Conrad had some really good minutes, and then they took her out. I don't know if she's not feeling good or.
Loose ball on the floor. Traveling violation called.
They're evening out.
Fisher to inbound for the Wauseon. Kissel now has it. She'll go back to Fisher. Fisher drives right wing. Post entry to Toole.
Toole can post.
Good move. Good up and under. Just missed the layup. But it will be off of Hageman. I like the patience there by Ella Toole. She kind of got it maybe not a spot she wanted it. Threw up a couple of fakes. Was able to get her defender off balance.
You write that name down, Phil. She's gonna make waves before she graduates.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Just a freshman.
Mia Barajas has a pretty nice looking offensive game as well. There she is again. Toole, nice turnaround jump shot. Kissed it off the iron. Good. Now Moeller up on the drive, and she's going to go all the way to the basket.
Who are they going to
get? She's going to draw a foul. I think they're going to get 35. I think she was the one that was more squared to the basket.
Yep. Good eye.
So Kara Ursham. Pick up the foul to be Chloe Moeller to the free throw line. Moeller's first free throw just rims in and out, no good. Pair of subs coming in for the Indians. Lainey Sanford checking in, number 11. And also in number 15, I believe, is Cadence Kroninger. Moeller will have one more free throw. Second one cashes in good for Chloe Moeller.
If Liberty made 50% of their free throws, this would be a different game.
Mm-hmm.
Big story right now, developing as we head into towards the late stages of the first half. Good tip pass there by Fosnight. Stolen away by Hageman. Atkinson now with it. Good pass to Fosnight. Fosnight up strong, and she's going to be fouled underneath. And that's going to be called on number 13, Ella Toole, and will be her second personal foul.
Fosnight did a good thing there. She did not scream, did not make a scene. She just put her hand up. Okay, I'm back here. I don't want to draw attention. And Hope Atkinson made a great pass to her.
Fosnight, first free throw on the way. Rims in and out, no good.
Does not want to go in tonight.
They'll be down on this end the next half. It'll be better.
Second free throw for Fosnight. Nothing but the twine good. 16-14 now. Tigers on top. Tigers will stay in a 2-3 zone here. Kroninger now with it right wing. Thought about the three. Good drive. Nice idea on the bounce pass. Good defense there by the Tigers. Zintek tried to get it ahead to Moeller, but Moeller unable to corral the loose ball. And I think she's going to pick up a frustration foul as well, but that is probably going to put Wauseon at the free throw line here, unless I'm wrong on that.
That's Liberty's
so they're
fourth.
Fourth. Okay.
Yep.
I was looking at the wrong
Eddie
one.
Zintek's looks like she sped up tonight. And just take about a half a step back. And
Barajas now right wing. Tigers stay in the zone. Fisher with it now. Kissel thought about the three. Now Fisher back to Kissel. She'll take the three this time, and good. Abby Kissel thought about it a couple of times, guys. That one she lined up and let it rip, and she got it to go. Indians lead it 17-16. Atkinson on the drive. Now to Bailey. Bailey on the drive. Good help inside. Mia Barajas gets the jump ball call, and the Tigers will have the possession. It's probably a really good coaching decision there. Don't want to pick her third foul up. Tigers to inbound. That's Hageman. Hageman puts it on the deck. She goes up with the right hand. Missed it, no good. And Toole on the rebound, and she's going to be fouled by Addie Zintek. And it will put Ella Toole at the free throw line, the 5'10" freshman.
Yeah, I think you gotta sit Addie down and say you got to slow down a half a step here. Or one too many energy drinks or something.
I just think that's her
how
only
I would
speed.
Well, you're right.
But she has looked a little bit flustered tonight, not as patient as what she usually is. No, and I know that's hard to say because she is, so quick.
Well, and I think, quite honestly, that's one of the things Macy Crew does with this team. Is like, okay, take a breath. I got the ball.
Everybody can breathe. It's okay.
That's right.
Very composed.
And I think Macy did that during volleyball, too, with that JV squad. She was really one of the leaders on that squad.
Yeah. She had to be because she was a setter. So you could see them a lot. Like, she'd bring them into the huddle and calm them down a little bit. And I noticed, like, with Addie, she tends to get in her head. So once she calms down, she does a lot better. But she's got to slow down.
Tigers now moving around. Zintek, right wing. Good entry to Fosnight. Fosnight, good power. Up strong with the right hand. Doesn't get it to go. Loose ball. Atkinson will get a three. Rims in and out, no good. Rebound battled for, and I think it went off of Zintek's foot, unfortunately, out of bounds to Wauseon. But Tigers get a couple of good looks. And the last couple of seconds are going to run off here in the first half. And that is how it's going to come to an end as Wauseon will go into our halftime break with an 18-16 lead. And, credit Wauseon. They kind of had some early foul trouble with some of their scorers, guys, but they were able to settle down, play some really good defense here in the second quarter, and now they're out to an 18-16 lead at the break.
And I think you said it before, the whole thing of the first quarter or first half was Liberty's inability to hit free throws. Liberty hits 50% of the free throws that they had. You're looking at a completely different game. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and take our halftime break here from the Jungle and Liberty Center. It's the Wauseon Lady Indians 18 and the Liberty Center Lady Tigers 16. And with that, everybody, we'll be right back after this halftime break.
Let's give a big round of applause for those young ladies. Great job.
All right, and welcome back to the jungle here as we get ready to begin our second half. Let's get our second quarter statistic out to you. Liberty Center was 1 of 14 from the floor in that second quarter, while Wauseon shot 3 of 6 from the field in that quarter. Liberty Center was 4 of 8 from the free throw line in that second quarter. Wauseon was 3 of 4 from the free throw line in the second quarter, while Liberty Center forced Wauseon into 6 turnovers. Liberty Center committing 3 of their own. Liberty Center with 5 offensive rebounds. No defensive rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds. So Wauseon's 3 different defensive rebounds. First half statistics look like this. Liberty Center was 5 of 30 from the floor, 6 of 17 from the free throw line with 5 turnovers, while Wauseon was 6 of 12 from the floor, 4 of 6 from the free throw line, and 12 turnovers. So Kiki, Liberty Center doing a good job turning over Wauseon, limiting some of those shot attempts. So Wauseon is doing a nice job making some of those shots count.
Yes, I agree.
So once again, 18-16 your score here at the half, getting ready to start the third quarter. You know, I think we talked about it a little bit there. Liberty Center's going to have to settle down and make some free throws. 6 of 17 from the free throw line. Could be a little bit of a different game here if they were able to hit some of those. However, I think Wauseon's done a nice job with this Liberty Center pressure. They're getting some good looks at the shot. They're able to get some post entries. They're doing a nice job mixing up their offense. We'll see what Liberty Center does to kind of settle themselves down here in the second half, which I think was a problem there a little bit in the first half.
Yeah.
So starting the second half, it's going to be Wauseon with the basketball. It'll be Mia Barajas to inbound. She looks for Kissel. She'll get it into Kissel. Good defense there by Moeller to make the catch challenging. Kissel now high post over to Sanford. Sanford back to Kissel. They'll look inside to Toole. Toole posts up strong. Good move inside. Good defense there by Fosnight. They'll repost the Toole, and they're going to get Aletha Fosnight inside for a foul. So Ella Toole working hard. She didn't like the first post. They threw it outside, and then she re-entered again and kind of caught Fosnight off guard, and that's why she picked up the foul. Sanford underneath. Kissel cutting. Good defense there by Atkinson, but they're going to get Hope Atkinson on a foul. So 2 quick fouls here in the second half to start the second half if you're Liberty Center. Barajas to inbound. They do. Barajas out to Kissel. Kissel, good baseline drive. Puts up the jump shot. Missed it, no good. Toole on the rebound. She missed her shot, no good. And Aletha Fosnight able to grab the board for the Tigers. Atkinson, good drive. Puts up the floater. Blocked inside by Sanford. Good defense there by Wauseon, and they'll look to push. Now Barajas on the drive with the right hand. And she lost it off of her leg out of bounds to the Tigers. Moeller now controls for Liberty Center. Wauseon will stay in a 2-3 zone. Bailey now top of the key. Moeller right wing. She'll go Foz Knight. Foz Knight, Maddie Bailey. Tigers now will reset. Again, working against the zone defense. Zintek, she'll trigger the three-pointer. Misses long, no good. Bailey on the rebound. Zintek corner. Good ball movement by the Tigers. Now Bailey in the corner. Back to Atkinson. She'll trigger the three-pointer. Missed it long, no good. Rebound backside to Fisher for Wauseon. Couple of good looks there for Liberty Center. Just unable to cash in. That's what they wanted. A couple of good looks. Just got to see if they can get one to go. Sanford now finds a cutting Barajas. Barajas off glass scores. Wauseon staying in that flex type offense. Getting some good back screens and cut. Have gotten open on that a couple of times. Barajas scores on the layup. Zintek thought about the three. Good post entry to Foz Knight. Foz Knight now on the deck. Skips it to Atkinson. She'll shoot the three-pointer, and it's good. Hope Atkinson needed that one to go. She's had a couple of good looks tonight. That one she made count. 20-19 Wauseon lead. Kiki, we've seen her all year. Very, very capable shooter. When she gets just enough of that space and breathing room, she's able to put it up. And that's one thing the Tigers could really use is to get her going, as they needed a little bit of an offensive spurt here in the second half.
I feel like she knows that's her job, and when she gets on and executes, it's right on the money.
She'll skip past the Zintek. Good post entry to Foz Knight. Foz Knight, little elbow jump shot. Rims out, no good. Gets her own rebound, up strong and scores, but that play was made by Maddie Bailey underneath, who got that tip and allowed Foz Knight to grab it, and then Foz Knight finished through traffic. Tigers lead it by 1. And a foul will be called. It's going to be on Maddie Bailey. Her second, team third. Fisher now to inbound. Still looking. Good tip there by Zintek. Sanford able to come up with a loose ball. Still trying to gather the loose ball. Finally does. Good pressure there from Zintek. They'll get it underneath the Tool. Tool up with the right hand and scores. And Ella Tool with a really nice post move there. Got to her spot and finished strong with the right hand. Good passing here for the Tigers. Foz Knight in, up with the right hand, doesn't get it to go. Bailey gets the offensive rebound. She puts a shot up, no good. Zintek crashes the board, gets a rebound. Foz Knight, jump shot, good. Good hustle right now from both squads, really starting to get after it. The intensity's really picked up here in the third quarter.
For sure.
And a timeout will be called by Anthony Giovarelli. And the Wauseon Indians, as both teams were starting to get a little bit sped up there. And I tell you what, the action's really picked up here in the third quarter. The Tigers, that was one of those plays in the first half where they were just too sped up and couldn't find a way to score it. That time, they seemed like they were in a hurry, but to the right spot. Foz Knight able to cash in twice now in a row. They've been crashing the boards as well. You saw Maddie Bailey get in the action. Of course, who else? Addie Zintek gets away in there to find a board. Tigers playing with much, much more intensity right now in this third quarter.
I feel like in the first half they were definitely struggling to get those shots in, and I think that was the whole problem, and they came out and they were doing the work, but they just weren't going in, and so now they're making them count, and it's showing off.
So we got Gabby Conrad who checks in. She had some really good minutes there in the first half. Tigers take the lead, 23-22. Kissel now with it. She'll go right wing. Good post underneath. Sanford catches, unable to finish inside. And she battles on the offensive glass with Gabby Conrad. And the jump ball will give the possession to Liberty Center. Kenzie Fuller will check in for the Tigers. Good minutes there from Foz Knight here in the third quarter. Tigers will control the possession. Just over 3 to go here in the third quarter. Stay tuned for the varsity action to follow. Fuller now has it. Thought about the skip pass. Had it stolen momentarily, but gathers it. And the Tigers will reset. Zintek left wing now to Moeller. Tigers in no hurry. Atkinson now will reset over to Moeller. Wauseon back in the man-to-man. Conrad now with it over to Atkinson. They'll get a double screen for Zintek. She gets a good look at the three. Missed it long, no good. Sanford battles for the rebound. Toole with a good save. And Wauseon will have the possession. So again, good effort. Now Moeller getting after it defensively. Good defense again there by Moeller. Running right-handed floater up strong, no good. There by Barajas. Loose ball tipped, and it will be out of bounds to the Tigers. Peyton Hageman will check back in. And I'll tell you what, Wauseon has some really physical girls. Kiki, number 11, Lainey Sanford, 13, Ella Toole. They are very physical players, and they are not afraid to stick their nose into some contact.
I think it's a good match for our girls, though, because I feel like our girls are very physical, so it kind of gives them a run for their money.
Well, Cap had mentioned that these, freshmen have been battling it out. Now Fuller on the drive, layup no good. Good save by Conrad. Fuller will get another look at it, layup no good. But another good look for Kenzie Fuller, unable to get it to go. Wauseon now will control. Fisher right wing. Now Kissel has it left wing. Back to Barajas. Good pass underneath the Toole. Good extra pass to Kissel. Great ball movement here by the Indians. Another good pass to Toole. She scores. Great pass from Addison Fisher on the wing. Wauseon being very patient there. Able to get a layup. Now just over a minute to go here in the third. Tigers have the possession. Now Fuller. Hageman has it. Kicks it to Conrad. Tigers being patient offensively. Good cut there by Hageman. She'll find Moeller. Moeller now drives baseline. Good steal there by Fisher. She'll throw up ahead to Sanford. Sanford with the breakaway layup. She scores and is fouled as they're going to get a foul called on Gabby Conrad. Good catch in traffic there by Lainey Sanford, who finishes through traffic. And she has a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. Cadence Croninger checks in for Wauseon, checking out Abby Kissel. Chloe Moeller checks out for the Tigers. Zintek back in. Free throw by Sanford. Misses long, no good. Hope Atkinson on the rebound. 3-point lead for the Indians. Atkinson, good pass to Zintek. Zintek, layup scores! Good vision there by Hope Atkinson. Found the speedster Zintek, cutting for the layup, good. 25-26, Wauseon leads. 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Croninger thought about the three. Bounce pass inside, but kickball violation called on the Tigers, and they'll reset underneath their own basket. Indians' relentless post attack, keeping the Tiger defenders on their heels. Toole now with it over to Fisher. Fisher, corner, three-pointer up by Barajas is good. Nia Barajas having a very nice game here tonight. She's got 12 points. 5 seconds now. Zintek, floater in the key, no good. Conrad on the rebound, she's fouled. Great effort by Gabby Conrad. Nobody boxed her out. She found a way to the offensive rebound, and she'll be fouled as she tried to put up the layup, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot two. And we've seen Gabby Conrad kind of come out of nowhere a couple of times tonight, Kiki. There she is again. Nobody got a body on her, and she's able to get an offensive rebound. First free throw for Conrad, no good. Second free throw now for Conrad. Misses, no good. And that is how the third quarter will come to an end as Wauseon leads it 29-25. A lot more intensity from both teams there in that third quarter, but Wauseon just able to hit a couple extra shots. So while we got a chance, Kiki, why don't you run through our sponsors again real quick for us who make this all possible?
KK Collision, a leader in the auto repair industry that has been servicing Northwest Ohio's auto needs for over 27 years. Meyer Badenhop Insurance. Since 1933, Northwest Ohio has been the home of the Meyer Badenhop Agency. STN Design, your home for custom screen printing and embroidery. Affinity IT Group, cybersecurity managed service for your company's demanding computer needs. 3Chord, sign it, sew it, screen it, promote it. Davis Farm Services is a family-owned agronomy business servicing Northwest Ohio for over 50 years. SWAT and Welding has been providing our customers with the highest quality services for their metal fabrication needs since 1956. Payman Dick Leatherman, Pisanello's Pizza, Gerald Grain Centers, Holgate Metal Fab, and Sattler Meats.
All right, thank you very much, Kiki. Let's look at these third quarter stats here. Wauseon was 5 of 9 from the floor in that one. Liberty Center 4 of 15. Liberty Center 0 of 2 from the free throw line. Wauseon 0 of 1. So free throws were a little bit more limited there, Kiki. But as we said, Liberty Center getting some good looks. Wauseon just making a few more count.
Yeah.
All right, here we go to start the fourth quarter. Wauseon leads it by 3. They'll get it into Sanford. Sanford now looking to get Wauseon into the offense. She does the Croninger. Good cut, good pass to Sanford. Missed the layup, no good. Might have got away with a foul there. But nevertheless, Tigers get a stop. Now pass up ahead to Fuller. Fuller goes up strong, and she's fouled.
Doing what Kenzie Fuller does.
So foul's going to be called on number 35, Kara Ersham. And it will send Kenzie Fuller to the free throw line. Her 4th personal foul. Fuller makes the first free throw good. So Fuller now will have one more with a chance to cut the lead. Fuller cashes in on both free throws. 2 big free throws there for the Tigers. Now Sanford has it, tries to cross over, loose ball on the floor. Barajas gathers, now tries to go to corner to Croninger, and it will be out of bounds to the Tigers. So the Tigers doing exactly what they wanted here to start the fourth quarter, getting a bucket, now a stop, and a chance to tie the ball game or take the lead. Now Atkinson will have it. She'll go to Zintek. Zintek skip past to Bailey. And it was saved by Fisher, and it will go to Kissel for the Indians. Good defense by Bailey. Fisher now has it, controlled by Atkinson. And I think they're going to get a foul on Hope Atkinson as Addison Fisher tumbled to the deck. Atkinson's 3rd. Chloe Moeller checks back in for Fosnight. Sanford now gets it in for the Indians. Over to Kissel. Kissel swings it around now. Barajas loses the ball. Tipped there by Fuller. Bailey wins the speed race to the ball. She goes up with the right hand, and she's fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2 to try to tie the game for the Tigers. Liberty Center forcing some turnovers here in the fourth quarter already. A couple of big turnovers that they've forced. And here they are with a chance to tie the game at the free throw line. Bailey will set for the first free throw. Cashes in good. Fuller with a really heads-up play there, Kiki. You know, if she just gave the ball just enough space between the ball and the Wauseon defender where Maddie Bailey with her speed could get there and run it down. And so a heads-up play there by Fuller just to tip that ball. Bailey cashes in on the free throw. So Maddie Bailey and Kenzie Fuller take turns going 2 for 2 from the line. And we're all tied up here, 29 all in the fourth quarter. And now Kenzie Fuller will get called for a personal foul. Her 3rd, team 2nd. Neither team in foul trouble yet with just under 5 to go. Hersham checks in. Now Fisher will have it. Good steal there by Moeller. Moeller keeps it in bounds. Moeller on the drive, up with the left hand, missed it. Bailey on the rebound, scores! Maddie Bailey scores. scores on the offensive glass, and the Tigers forcing some turnovers and now making them count. Kissel now will cross the timeline. Working on Moeller. Good drive by Kissel. Up strong with the right hand. And a great take there by Abby Kissel ties the game back at 31. And now Moeller back on the run for the Tigers. Moeller up strong. Blocked there by Sanford. Loose ball gathered by Fuller. She goes up and she's fouled. I like the play there by Sanford, who blocked Moeller initially. Moeller, good hustle. You know, she just has no quit in that engine all the way down again. And once again, Kenzie Fuller in the right spot at the right time is going to go back to the free throw line. Cashes in on the first free throw, good. So Kiki, Liberty Center struggled in the first three quarters. Really, really starting out good here in the fourth, making these free throws. Diamond Danny, all five from the line right now? Okay. So DDK has all 5 points from the Tigers from the line, free throw line right now. And again, that was a big story in the first half. Fuller, second free throw, good. Subbing in for the Tigers, number 21, Gabby Conrad will come in for Kenzie Fuller. Tigers will set their pressure, 33-31 advantage for the Tigers. Fisher looks inbound off of Ursham's hand. Good job there to save it, but she'll be out of bounds. Good hustle there by Ursham, but unable to save it, and it'll be sidelined out of bounds for the Tigers. DDK, you got four turnovers for Wauseon forced? Yeah, so Liberty Center forced 4 turnovers already here in the first couple of minutes. Conrad on the drive baseline, back to Bailey. Bailey now kicks topside to Zintek. No rush if you're the Tigers here, Kiki. You can be patient and get the best look.
For sure.
And a good defensive play there by Wauseon to come up with the steal. And a loose ball will go to the Indians. Tigers will look to set that pressure defense. Wauseon to inbounds. Fisher tries to go deep. Moeller with the steal. Moeller, good pass to Bailey. Scores on the layup. Good. Chloe Moeller with an excellent extra pass over to Maddie Bailey. And we have seen Chloe Moeller on the attack all fourth quarter, Kiki. That time, I think she really drew the defense off. We've seen her go to the basket twice. That time, she drew the defense. Nice dump down pass to Maddie Bailey, and she makes it count, and she has some big points here in the fourth quarter as well.
Very smart from Chloe.
The Tigers getting the offense that they seemed just couldn't muster up over the first 3 quarters, as just all kind of seemed to be piling in here in the fourth quarter. We talked about the resilience by this team to come in here and make some free throws in the fourth quarter. That's really propelled them to this lead. You talk about the turnovers. You can get turnovers, but you have to make them count. Liberty Center doing that right now very effectively. 35-31, Tigers lead, 3:37 to go. Join us right here after the conclusion of this game. You can check out the Timmy D Show with Scott Barrett. I'm sure Boom Boom Ballman will have that up for you, ready to go, and we'll get the varsity action to you about 20 minutes to follow. Wauseon comes in, I believe, at 11-8. 11-9? I knew they had 11 wins. So, Kiki at NWOL, a lot of teams with 10 wins, 11 wins. Not surprised to see this being a very good contest. So Wauseon will inbound. They'll go to Kissel. Kissel working against Maddie Bailey in the man-to-man defense. Tigers lead it by 4. Barajas has been the go-to player offensively. Kissel now over to Sanford. Sanford looking underneath. Cut not there. They'll go over to Ursham now. Ursham down inside. 3-pointer for Kissel. Missed it short, no good. Rebound, good job there by Sanford. Barajas will get a look. Missed it short. Sanford again on the glass. She scores. Lady Sanford, 2 offensive rebounds and a big putback for the Indians, who cuts the lead to 2. Now Zintek will have it on the left wing. Conrad over to Atkinson. And a timeout coming here from Coach Weimer and the Tigers. Not a bad timeout. Boom, boom. Did you find anything? Were we right? 11-9. Okay, Wauseon comes in at 11-9 on the season. Tigers come at 3-2 in the NWAL, and the Tigers coming in at 16-3, 16-3,
2, I think.
We've lost to Anthony, Wayne, and Brian, correct?
Yes.
So we should be 16-2, 17-2. So another good
Something
one
like
on
that.
the slate for you. Again, right back here on Friday night to see the boys host the Evergreen Vikings, a very good team. Should be a really good competition. It's just staying in the noise for the league race. Wauseon still got to play Archbold. Never know what can happen there. Archbold with 1 league loss. Evergreen with 1 league loss. Liberty Center with 1 league loss. So a lot of things can happen here on Friday. And then again, as Kat mentioned, NWAL Wrestling will be live right here on LC Tiger Sports Live all day on Saturday. You can catch the preliminary matches. No broadcasters on that one. Just watch the match, and then we will have all the finals matches for you on one mat. Dan Conrad on the call. They do a great job, so be sure to check into that on Saturday as well. We don't have the coverage on Friday, but River City Bowlaway will have the sectional bowling tournaments as well, so a lot of things going on over the next week here involved in Liberty Center Sports. All right, Gabby Conrad set to inbound. She'll go to Moeller. Moeller over to Atkinson. Again, Tigers can be patient. Don't need to be in any hurry. Conrad now will have it. Conrad backdoor to Zintek. Zintek up with the right hand and scores. Good pass from Gabby Conrad, and Addie Zintek scores with the right hand. Now Fisher on the drive, inside to Sanford. Sanford scores the layup, good. And a foul is called as well. So she will get the bucket and the harm. Croninger will check in for the Indians. Fouls on Addie Zintek, her second. So Sanford to the free throw line to cut the lead to 1, 37-35. She has been very active here in the fourth quarter. Sanford, free throw, rims in and out, no good. Maddie Bailey on the rebound for the Tigers. So great job there by Bailey to get a check out and get the board for the Tigers to secure the possession. Zintek, topside to Bailey. Bailey over to Zintek. Zintek, corner to Conrad. Conrad, skip pass topside to Atkinson. Atkinson over to Moeller. Tigers being patient offensively. Again, no hurry if you're the Tigers sitting on a 2-point lead with under 2 to go. Bailey now short corner. Back to Conrad. Conrad over to Zintek. Zintek now back to Moeller. Bailey puts it on the deck. She goes up strong with the right hand. Just rims it out. No good. And she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. I like the aggressive take there by Maddie Bailey. Her defender kind of got a little bit over-aggressive, and Bailey used that against her, was able to draw the foul. Almost got the layup to go. She'll shoot 2. So Maddie Bailey now sets. First free throw on the way. Rims in good. Big free throw there for Maddie Bailey to extend the Tiger lead to 3. She'll have one more coming. 1:29 to go. Bailey, second free throw. Rims in and out, no good. Rebound inside to Sanford. Indians now will push. That's Fisher. Fisher top side. That's Kissel. Kissel now back over to Fisher. Fisher on the drive, stolen by Maddie Bailey. Maddie Bailey now will have it on the breakaway. Good jump stop. Good finish in traffic, scores. Maddie Bailey having a huge fourth quarter for Liberty Center right now. She has 11 points and turns the steal into the bucket for the Tigers. Now Kissel on the drive, up with the right hand, and she scores, and she's fouled. What a play there from Abby Kissel, who just found a way to scoop that shot up there, and it stayed in the cup good, and she'll go to the line to try to get an and one. Wow, what a fourth quarter we've seen here. 53.5 to go, and we're not done yet. Kissel, free throw on the way. Rims out, no good. Maddie Bailey on the rebound. Who else for the Tigers? 40-37. 50 seconds to go. Conrad over to Atkinson. Atkinson now to Bailey. Bailey being pressured over to Conrad. And a foul will be called right there. It'll be on number 33, Addison Fisher. And that will send the Tigers to the free throw line. Kiki, right here it is. The Tigers are going to have to win it at the free throw line, and they've done a nice job here in the fourth quarter. I tell you what, Maddie Bailey has really come alive here in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
So Conrad will get 2 free throws for the Tigers. First free throw coming for Conrad. Rims in, shooters roll good. A big free throw there for Gabby Conrad and the Tigers, who now push the lead to 4. Conrad will have one more. Wauseon still with 3 timeouts left. Conrad, second free throw, nothing but net, good. And Kenzie Fuller will check in for Conrad, and the Tigers continue to light it up at the free throw line here in the fourth. Indians going to have to be in some hurry now. Kissel now with it across the timeline. Kissel still driving. Kicks corner to Croninger. Croninger now backs it out over to Sanford. Sanford with 27 seconds left. Drives baseline. Nothing there. Good defense by Fuller. Sanford still looking at a timeout coming for Wauseon, as they were just unable to really get any kind of rhythm there offensively with 22.8 seconds to go here in quarter number 4. Wow, what a fourth quarter we've seen here. The Tigers, you know, we talked about it a little bit there, Kiki. We said they came out really aggressive in the third quarter and even turned it up another notch here in the fourth, really getting ahead to some turnovers. And we said they've made every turnover count here in the fourth quarter. So Maddie Bailey leads the scoring for the Tigers with 11. She's had at least 6 free throws and a putback in this quarter, so I wouldn't be surprised if she has 8 or 6 here in the fourth quarter for the Tigers with a 5-point lead. So, you know, she's had a really big quarter. You know, talk about, as well as had a much better second half. Addie Zintek has really played under control this second half. We've seen Conrad and her connect on the layup down here. And Gabby Conrad's had a really nice game for the Tigers as well. We saw really good minutes out of her in the first quarter. Now she came here in the fourth and created a nice spark offensively and defensively for Liberty Center again. So on the floor for Liberty Center, Mackenzie Fuller, Maddie Bailey, Addie Zintek, Hope Atkinson, and Chloe Moeller. For Wauseon, it'll be Mia Barajas, Abby Kissel, Kara Ersham, Addison Fisher, Sanford. Shot up there by Barajas, missed it short, no good. Moeller on the rebound, and she's fouled by Lainey Sanford, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. I think Wauseon got the shot they wanted. Mia Barajas had a good look at it, just unable to get it to go. She's got 12 here tonight. Chloe Moeller can put this game out of reach here with free throws. Free throw, good from Chloe Moeller. One more coming now from Moeller. Second free throw, rims off iron, no good. Rebound there to Barajas. Thought there might have been a foul there, but no call. And no call there. Now they're going to get a backcourt violation. And with 5.2 seconds left to go, a 43-37 lead for the Tigers.
That was terrible.
Whew. I guess if you're going to let him play, it is what it is. But, I mean, she just two-handed shoved her. But nevertheless, Kissel will get a shot. It's blocked. And that is how the ball game will come to an end as Liberty Center wins it 43-37 on the strength of some really nice free throw shooting there in the fourth quarter. You know, DDK will get a statistical wrap-up for you in just a second, but we talked about Liberty Center there in the first half being 6 of 17 from the free throw line. Really came up strong in the fourth quarter. DDK And here we are. We'll get a statistical wrap-up for you. Wauseon was 4 of 9 from the floor in that fourth quarter. Liberty Center 4 of 10. From the free throw line, though, Liberty Center was 10 of 12 from the free throw line, which is the big difference there in the fourth quarter. Forced Wauseon to 7 turnovers. So kudos there to the Tigers to really turn it on there in the second half and finish out strong on their way to a 43-37 victory. And Kiki, I think this might have been our last JV girls game, so it's been fun.
It has been.
Thanks for joining me up here and putting up with me. Obviously, we'll look forward down the line, and I don't know what you're doing in the
I think I'm going to try and do volleyball for next year and see what Mark has up his sleeve for the spring.
Anything going in the spring for
I'm
you personally?
Running track.
So all right. Well, good luck with that. Thank you. We'll be following along with you. So
thank you.
All right, join the guys here in just a couple of minutes after the break. Once again, we'll go to the Timmy D Show. Boom Boom Ballman's got it up there. Once again, the Tigers win it 43-37 here at the Jungle. And as always, good Tiger sports.
You're listening to Timmy D on Tiger Sports.
Well, good morning and welcome to another Timmy D version of the Liberty Center girls basketball preview and review. And Coach, we get together each week, and the W's continue to stack up, and you've had a lot of good weeks in this program. And I look back and being a father of a daughter, and you've had a lot of good weeks the last 2 years, brother. This is getting to be kind of a routine conversation, and you are not one to brag or to be too arrogant about it. But when you have a minute, you're looking at some pretty good basketball teams the last 2 years, and when you reflect upon that for a second, you've had a heck of a run here, and you've got to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I think, not just me and our coaching staff, but I think the LC community is pretty lucky to have, the kids that we have in our program right now. And, and I think the biggest thing you look at those kids, and I think it's work ethic you think about, and obviously it's a talented group too, but just the overall, and I'm talking 9 through 12 here too. I think our JV crew, has, gone beyond expectation of a lot of people, and they're currently 15-3, and I think they just keep getting better and better, and it's a group that has learned to play well together. The freshmen, the sophomores, the juniors. So it's been a really exciting season for them, and Coach Weimer and the job that she's done, and all of our coaches. It's been exciting. And then, of course, the varsity, you can't say enough about the group that we have there, and the group we had last year, and just they've made things exciting. It's a fun group to watch. And they're without question going to be missed, when the season ends.
Yeah. I look back, and I like to go back and look at a span of classes, and you look at last year's senior class, the Moeller Army Gieske group that was with you for so long, and where they started and where they came to. And it was a lot of anguish and difficulty, but there was just a lot of building and a lot of work to be done, and just to get to these last 2 years. And it takes a toll on a coach, so this is a bit of a payoff for you guys. And I also looked at the reserve and JV records. This isn't a new thing. This reserve JV group, however they've been put together, have won a lot of games over a number of years now, 3, 4, 5 years. Yeah. And as you have to coach next year's team, there's always one eye on the future. You've got to be really pleased with how that group has maintained a level of excellence, not just getting swallowed up by these varsity teams, but you've just had a good, consistent teams down there.
Well, and I think it helps kids as far as kind of expectations on what their expectations are, and what our expectations are of them. And I think it just kind of snowballed a little bit, and success breeds success, I think, and our kids have they want to keep that going, and I think they have, without a doubt. And we've had a good JV team for quite a few years now, and
for sure.
And like you mentioned too, it's for any coach, any sport, it can be a stressful season. But I think this year our girls, probably more so than our coaches, have handled the expectation and all that comes with it, for the most part, and really happy how they've handled that, and I'm excited for to finish up the season here the best we can.
It's kind of nice. You had a little gathering with your group last night at your house. You do it every year, tradition, Super Bowl party, which is kind of neat to let the kids come in and see how the other half of your life lives. You've got actually a home life and a job and a family, and then the girls participated in a night to shine, which is a great thing that Tim Tebow set up for the special needs community. They went and served there, and I think that they're wrapping up a pretty neat career with not just what they're doing on the floor, but how they're contributing to the community and how they're doing different things, in terms of volunteers and stuff. It's kind of just been a nice finish, getting to the finish line here, but they've done a lot of nice things here recently.
Yeah, and that's something that we're big on too. Is it's not just always about what you do on the court or on the field, doing things for your community. Getting away from the game a little bit and still being able to be together and enjoy some time together, and I think that's critical in anything that you do and any sport you play, and just a time just to relax and get away from it a little bit. I think it's always good.
Nobody's really going to talk about this, and you guys, especially in the coaches' room, aren't. But as a fan and as a parent, you look back and you see what last year's record was, and you think of what can be this year, and you start thinking about 45-6 and 45-7 and 50 wins and 2-year totals. If you start to put it together and start to feel through what you think you can do, Tim, that is a lot of wins and not a lot of losses the last 2 years. You've just, as you wrap that review up at the end of the day, what does that do for you and your team as you plan the last part of this season? What can you take from all that good and infuse it into the last part of the season?
Well, kind of how the things are set up now with the tournament and things. You've always got to find things to kind of motivate and goal-oriented type things. Yeah. Because with our tournament draw being so early, sometimes when you're not, in that league chase, these games don't mean a lot. But I know our seniors and how they are and their expectations. They want to finish on a high, and to get to 20 wins, in the regular season would be great for them. And I'm not sure that's ever happened here at Liberty Center. So when they have that opportunity, and and even going forward past that, our JV girls and the girls coming up through the junior high, and they see that, they're at the games, they're cheering the girls on, and they want to follow in those same footsteps.
Let's talk a little bit about the week. Obviously you came off a really difficult performance against Bryan, and everybody was a little shell-shocked at how you started that game, even though you finished it well. We won't spend any time on that. But what you had to do is get refocused. You had another big challenge that you had to get ready for. You didn't get a chance just to shut it down. You had to play Patrick Henry, and wow, what a response you got from the girls, and the community showed up, and it was a great rivalry game. And what Mark Bly was talking about in our pre-taping here was, you guys had to shut them down at the three-point line because they could really shoot it. And their offense is creative. They get people open. They can rebound the basketball. You just shut them down. You blanketed them from three. Now, obviously, the Chrisman girl got some points in the paint late, but that was kind of by design. You wanted to cover that three-point line. 55-44. Quite frankly, in a pretty convincing win. They were not. I'm not saying they weren't in the game, but Tim, that was a really well played and well executed game on defense.
Yeah, I think the difference between Bryan and PH is obviously we got out to a much better start early on. I think we were up 8-0. Shot the ball really well early on. But our game plan going into that, you're exactly right, was they're averaging around 26 3-point attempts a game and making, I think, 9 a game average. So that's pretty remarkable. And our girls, I think the stat was we held them 1 for 11 for the game. So just to limit them to 11 attempts and then just holding them to 1 was exactly what we game plan, for that, and our girls did a perfect job with that.
Yeah.
And like you said, we were going to give up some things. We were not going to help so much on drives and stay out on shooters. So we were able to allow them to get to the basket a little bit more. And I'm not sure that they really hurt us there as far as finishing. It was just the Chrisman girl being able to rebound because we didn't have our help in there to rebound, and we gave up some of that, and we were willing to do that if we could take away the three-point shot. But the other thing I think we did is we sped them up also.
You did,
sure. and turned them over. And sometimes when you're speeding teams up, it's not always about the turnover, but when you're speeding them up, the shooters aren't quite ready.
In rhythm.
It's a little faster. They're out of rhythm, and that just a little bit can throw a team that can shoot the basketball really well off, and I think that's what it did.
Were you surprised, though, and I think I was as a fan and a commentator, an analyst, to look at that game, and I was thinking at some point they're just going to get on track, and they're going to take a run at you, take a chunk out of you, maybe get some foul trouble, and this thing could turn. It never turned. No. You stayed really in control of this basketball game from tee to green. You got really good offense early and really good defense late. I mean, you just had to be pleased.
Well, I think one of the critical things was every time they would make that little bit bit of a run, get a couple
You answered.
We answered them every time, and we were up, I think 15-17 at one time in that game, early in the third quarter, and we would have liked to have put it away a little bit, but they're a good team. I mean, they're a really good team. So, and I think in the fourth quarter we were a little hesitant a little bit, and it kind of allowed them to get back in it. It's a situation where we haven't been in a lot in that situation. We still want to be aggressive and attack. We just want to be better on our shot selection, and I thought that's an area that we could have probably improved on, if anything, in that entire game.
We brought the girls up and interviewed them, and Mark and the production group was like, how are we going to get out? It was just nice to have those kids. They've just felt, you just could tell, they felt really good about that win, a lot of confidence, and I think that they really wanted to avenge the Bryan performance and then last year at PH, and that was just a great wrap up to that entire week.
Well, Scott, that was a really, really important game for us.
Oh, yes.
And I shouldn't say us. That was a really, really important game for the girls.
Yeah.
I think we, with the Bryan game, we kind of put a lot on that, which there was a lot riding on that. There's no doubt. But looking back at last year, obviously we went over there, lost the PH.
Early lead,
yeah.
and kind of looked good there.
Yeah,
early.
and a game that we kind of felt like we should have, could have won. The Bryan game and the PH game are both games that were circled on our schedule, and it's very difficult to bounce back from that Bryan game. But our girls found a way, and I was glad that the PH game didn't come quick enough. But I was glad that was the next one as far as our league schedule, and because I knew that was enough to motivate our girls to get them back on track.
I look back the last 2 years. We were reflecting earlier in the interview, but gosh, you look back at some of those. You've only had this season that second half against Anthony Wayne and maybe that first quarter against Bryan. But, man, you have put together this team, this group, this coaching staff has put together a lot of high-quality, high-production quarters of basketball. And, I mean, I don't know, you probably as a coach could look back and say there's a few more quarters you would have liked to see better work, but really those are the three things I look at. The second half of Anthony Wayne had a really nice first half against them early in the Jingle Jam, and then that first quarter. Other than that, the consistency of play, the quality of play, the Liberty Benton, you've just put together a lot of just good basketball.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that the other day as far as our schedule and the two games that we looked, but I never broke it down into quarters like you just did, because you go back to Anthony, it was 2 quarters.
It was.
And the Bryan, it was 1 quarter. So 3 quarters out of the year that we just didn't have it, I guess is how you can put it. But overall, the consistency and that our girls have put forth and just continuing to grind, I think, is what it is. Because the winter sports season is a grind.
Can be.
Very long, and kudos to them, and kudos to all of the athletes, in our winter sports, because it's not easy by any means.
Let's talk a little bit about what you had at Paulding. You went into that Paulding game, and you're on the road again, a 2:00 game. Those are tough games, man. Like, road games against Hicksville and Edgerton, and Saturday at noon at Paulding. Not that it's bad. You got to play those games, and you've done it your whole career, but that get in there, and it just doesn't feel the same as a Thursday night or a Friday night. But Paulding was a decent basketball team, and they presented some things early to you that you struggled with. And we started out slow, but I really thought that game turned out to kind of exactly the way you had planned, and you got some really nice offensive production from an elite defender, Nell Moeller, that you've got to be pleased with, because she's not known for that part of her game. Puts up 10, and just was very active, and that was a good thing to see.
Yeah, I look back at that game a little bit, and I kind of second-guessed myself on kind of how we started, and I take the blame for some of that, because I don't know if anybody noticed, but we went to our half-court 1-2-2 to start with, which probably shouldn't have. We even had debates whether to play more 2-3, 1-3-1, just to work on things. And I think when you do those things, a lot of times you just don't present like we're not going to get after them, in the full court.
Once you did, that ball game turned.
Second quarter, we did that, and Elle was fantastic. She knocked down some free throws for us, and it was really good to see her, a career high, I believe, in 10, and get double digits. So, and I think across the board, again, we have such a good group of 9 seniors that on any given night, we're confident any of them that could score 10 points a game, no question. And she did a nice job with that on Saturday and getting some steals and some easy ones.
18-2, 4-1. You look to the tournament. This week, though, is a big week. We wrote some notes here today, but really, quite frankly, Evergreen and Wauseon. I think you've got Wauseon Tuesday and Evergreen on Thursday. Maybe give us a quick bit about that, and then we'll wrap up with a brief tournament conversation.
It's back to league play, and we feel every league game could be tough. Wauseon's got some players. They're young, but they've got players. They got the Roop girl that can really shoot it. She's their leading scorer. The Staza girl is really quick and athletic. They're going to get after us. The point guard is quick, does a nice job, and they're very capable of putting games together. And they do a really nice job over there with what they do with the different defenses and what they do often. So it's not going to be easy on Tuesday against Wauseon. And then we follow that up on Thursday with Evergreen, who is always going to play extremely hard.
Always.
They're going to get after you. They're going to play free. They're also going to shoot a lot of threes and attack you. So their style of play kind of goes against us a little bit. We kind of try and speed people up and kind of get them turns, but they play fast, so they're not going to back down from our pressure, and so that presents some challenges too.
Well, 18-2, 4-1 in the league. JV 15-3, big league week, and then the next week you've got your tournament. We won't dive too deep. We'll save that for next week, but it sets up very advantageous for us because we'll be the one seed heading into that particular tournament. So, Coach, we wish you a lot of luck this week. It's going to be very, very important to finish this season. Looking at 20 wins if you can get the 2 this week, so that'd be a great finish for you guys.
Thank you very much.
Good luck this week, Coach.
Tigers and Indians from the jungle tonight on Tiger Sports Live. Welcome back out to Liberty Center High School. Chris Youngie alongside the man, the myth, the legend, Greg Badenhop.
Yeah.
Greg, I think we're in for a good NWAL matchup tonight as these Indians invade the jungle.
Yeah. Chris, you look at their record, they're 11-9, 3-2 coming in, but 6-3 in their last 9 games. And, we talked a little bit off air here. No seniors on the roster. They're going to start 3 sophomores and 2 juniors, so they're young. This time of year, Chris, you got 20 games under your belt. Those aren't sophomores and juniors anymore, only by name. So those maybe young girls have gotten some experience coming into a game now where they're dangerous. They're hungry, probably looking for that signature win as they head down the tournament trail here.
Of those 11 wins for Coach Shelley Borton, they beat Archibald, Edgerton, Delta twice, Southview, Holgate, Defiance, Swanton, Pettysville, Evergreen, Stryker. Those 9 losses: Ayersville, PH, Bowser, Tenora, Bryan by 36, Napoleon, Perrysburg, and Lima Bath led in scoring. Sophia Roop just under 13 points a game. This team came off a win against Delta last Thursday in the league, 40-36. Roop, Tester, and Stasa each had 9 points. They scored 1 point in the second quarter. Were able to put together a big second half to pull that one out against the Panthers. And they're going to have their hands full tonight as both of these teams are kind of chasing Bryan right now. But Bryan in the league 5-0. Liberty hoping for some help, obviously, as they've got that 1 loss in the league. But Coach Davis has these Tigers coming in at 18-2. A bunch of big wins, but those two losses, one to a very, very good Anthony Wayne team, and then obviously that league loss to Bryan. But this team, Greg, as much as Wauseon doesn't have that senior leadership, this Tiger team has nothing but seniors basically on the floor almost every possession.
Yeah, 18-2 for our Lady Tigers going into this one. And those 2 losses, Chris, how about to the number 5 team in Division I in Anthony Wayne and the number 7 team in Division II in Bryan? Puts our girls at the number 8 team in Division III right now at 18-2. And, they mentioned a little bit there in that pregame show, I know Coach Davis would love to have 20 wins here in the regular season, and he won't say it. You're still, you think you got a shot in the league, and you do if Bryan would happen to trip up. But you're preparing for a tournament right now. You're going to go into this game, and you're thinking we need to keep taking steps forward. We don't want to take any steps backwards. We want to keep going forward and playing our best basketball in this upcoming week heading into that sectional final game.
This team is coming off a Saturday game against Paulding, which they won 54-27. They outscored Paulding 25-6 in that second quarter. Emmy Gray, Elle Moeller, Bia Barrett all had 10 points, and it's a very balanced team.
Yeah.
Although Emerson Gray averages 16, it's kind of after that, it's like 3 or 4 girls that average 7.5 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can look at Emerson Gray at the top of that scouting report, and she's one of, if not the best player in our district. But then you've got 8 other girls that are capable on any given night, and that makes us dangerous. And you heard Coach Davis talk just a little bit pregame there about some mistakes he felt he made in that Paulding game, not coming out in their normal, traditional full court. I expect to see the Tigers play a very good, full, Tiger-branded basketball game right from the beginning tonight.
I think we're in for a good physical competition. These Tigers were making up this game from earlier in the season. It's kind of an off Tuesday night for them. It's very important to get out, jump on them early, and make them realize why they're 18-2. This team averages, which I thought was amazing, 15 steals per game.
Incredible.
So I guess we'll take it down to the PA announcer for starting lineups and the national anthem, and we'll get ready for some Tiger basketball.
Education, the administration, and the athletic department of Liberty Center Schools, we welcome you to tonight's game. We are pleased that you are here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a country with liberties and freedoms like none other. To honor the United States of America and all of our servicemen and servicewomen, both past and present, we ask that you please stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Liberty Center High School and Wauseon High School are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by high standards of conduct and competition. While the athletes in this game tonight are friendly rivals, all in attendance are reminded that this is a game between student athletes and that sporting behavior is expected. The officials for this game tonight have been chosen according to the policies and procedures set forth by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Your officials for tonight's game are Mr. Faisal Crumby, Mr. Norman Morgan, and Mr. Richard Hughes. And now let's meet our teams. First, the visitors from Wauseon High School. A 5', 5" junior, 00, Mackenzie Staza. A 5', 9" junior, number 1, Johanna Tester. A 5', 9" sophomore, number 3, Marin Leatherman. A 5' sophomore, number 10, Aslyn Coronado. And a 6' sophomore, number 13, Sophia Root. Wauseon is coached by Shelley Morton, assisted by Linnell Nossinger, Chris Zirkle, and Anthony Gio Borelli. And now, let's meet your Liberty Center Tigers. 5'7" senior, number 2, Al Moeller. A 5'7" senior, number 10, Nicole Keller. A 5'9" senior, number 13, Eliza Jones. And a 5'10" senior, number 54, Amy Anderson. Liberty Center is coached by Tim Davis, assisted by Josh Williams, Brandon Weimer, and tonight,
Well, now we are ready. If you're not excited after that, you've got to be ready to go for some Tiger basketball.
Traditional starting lineup for the Tigers. I haven't been to every game, but every game I've been to, these are the 5 that have started. So game 21, same starting lineup. That's a good thing.
What's your key to a Tiger win tonight, Greg?
Defense without fouling.
Right.
How about that?
That's always a good one.
Don't put them on the line.
Blanton tips the ball forward. It's controlled by Wauseon, and Indians will have the first opportunity. Coronado brings the ball across half court, facing that man-to-man defense. Throws it over to Roop. Swings it around to Coronado. She looks inside, throws it into Tester. Steps out to the three-point line, being guarded, almost throws it away. Steza runs it back down for the Indians, and they'll reset the offense. Tester on the right-hand side. Jones guarding her.
Little circle motion here, Chris. At the top, you can see that cutter go down to the block right there. Here comes the second cutter.
She's going to get shoved out of bounds. Tester is, and foul will be on Jones, her first, team first.
You know, the reason I mentioned that before, Chris, is you get into 4 or 5 fouls early in the first quarter here. That does change how you can play defense for the Tigers. You need to keep playing pressure defense here without fouling.
Roop at the high post with the ball. Flips it out to Steza. She's going to back it out. Comes across, looking at the block, and Tester throws it over to Coronado. She might have shuffled them as she drives in, throws it up with the left hand. No good. Rebound pulled down by Emmy Gray.
Turned over here in the full court.
And jump ball will belong to the Tigers.
Good job by Tester there. Kind of a little dose of Tigers' own medicine there on the rebound. Gets her hands in, deflects it. Tigers able to retain it on possession.
Lucky bounce there.
Yep.
Here come the Tigers against the man-to-man defense of the Indians. Gray hands it off to Moeller. Over to Keller. Keller, baseline drive with the right hand. Brings it up top to Gray. Gray, left, into the middle. Stops, kicks it out to Moeller for 3. Now back up to Gray at the top of the key. Right-hand drive, flips it over to Jones. Now with the weave to Moeller, who comes back with a right hand. Has a lane for a layup, but doesn't want to take it. Now inside the Blanton. Pump fake up and good.
Nice patience there by the Tigers on their first possession.
Quickly over the top to Tester. She's going to take a dribble, put it up over Blanton. No good. Gray's going to have another rebound. Tigers are back on the fly. A minute 45 play. Tigers lead by 2 on that 3-court scoreboard. We're going to have an Indian foul as Gray drove into the key.
I tell you, Johanna Tester on Emerson Gray is a great matchup from an athletic standpoint. Maybe one of the best, if not the best, offensive player in the NWOL against Johanna Tester, who's very, very athletic.
Ball comes into Blanton. She quickly turns it over. Indians on the fly. Steza flips it over to Roop. Roop drives up, throws it up with the right hand, and it goes. What a quick push.
Pace
Tigers.
of this game going right back and forth here, Chris.
Keller into Blanton. She puts it up, but she is going to travel.
Interesting here as you see Wauseon, they're not afraid to play at the pace right now. We'll see if this is able to go for 32 minutes, but they're going right back at the Tigers, putting that ball up in transition and going.
We looked at the number of players they had on their scouting report as the Indians throw it quickly ahead to Roop. Roop over to Tester. She lays it up and in.
Tell you, these athletic Indians here out on the run here early in this game.
4-2 on that 3-court scoreboard. Muller has it on the right-hand wing up top to Keller. Swings it around to Jones, now to Gray. Looking for Blanton. Blanton wants the ball on the block. All the way back around to Jones. Now it comes to her. Pump fake, stops,
Nice
spins,
move,
moves up
Kaylee.
the lefty hook, no good. Pulls down her own rebound.
Nice move. That was, as a post player, Chris, you got to appreciate that. Little put the ball on the deck to the right hand, spin back, little drop step back to her left. Nice move by Kaylee Blanton, just not able to get it to go.
Moeller to inbounds, throws it to Jones on the opposite side, up top to Keller, around to Gray with the right hand. Now to the left, picks it up, throws it over to Keller. Off her foot, scoops it up. Back out to Gray. 5:15 to play here in the first. Gray with the right hand, stops, over to Keller for three. That's short. Ball's going to be saved by Moeller. Nope, her foot was out of bounds. It will belong to the Indians.
Good defense here out of Wauseon to start the basketball game. Good on-ball defense, not having to help a whole lot.
Ball comes into Stasia. Here she comes quickly the other way. Throws it over top to Coronado. Coronado on the drive in the corner to Tester. Stops. 18-footer on the way. Good. That's got Coronado fired up, and here come the Tigers down 4, 6-2 on that three-court scoreboard. Jones has it, back up to Gray. Gray quickly shows a double team, spins over to Jones, up top to Moeller, around to Keller. Looking to Blanton. Doesn't have her. Throws it to Gray. Gray drives in, scoops, throws it up. They're going to be a foul on Coronado. And Gray to the line for two.
Coach Davis is seeing the same thing I think we're seeing. Kaylee Blanton looks open down there on the block, and they are not getting their eyes down. They're looking briefly. Need to keep their eyes down there on Kaylee. They're not double teaming. They're not bringing help. A one-on-one for Kaylee down there on the block. You've got to feel good about that offensively for the Tigers.
Well, I'll tell you, Greg, as a post player, my least favorite thing about basketball is guards. So that's Gray. Knocks down the first free throw, pulling the Tigers within 3 on that three-court scoreboard.
Here I am trying to give the post player props, and I'm already getting the guards in trouble.
Second free throw up and good. That rattled home for Gray, giving her 2. Tigers pull within 2. Ball over the top, goes to Tester. Back to Coronado. She comes across half court. Quickly double teamed by Keller and Moeller. She drives baseline, stops, picks up her dribble in a bad spot, throws it to Roop. Roop up top to Stasia, around to Leatherman. 3 on the way, no good. Rebound comes down to Kaylee Blanton, and the Tigers are on the run. Jones to the three-point line, stops, kicks over to Keller. I thought she was going to pull the trigger too. Now Moeller for 3. It's no good. Rebound comes down to Leatherman.
Blanton open again there on the post. Tigers choosing not to make that entry pass right now.
Coronado being guarded by Keller. Drives baseline. Throws it up over Jones. Good to go.
Tell you what, she is quick. She is quick with that ball, Chris, and she's not afraid to attack despite being a little bit shorter. She is very quick and strong when she attacks.
5'10" sophomore, doesn't care how big you are in there. Turnover by LC, trying to make that long pass from the point to the block. Quickly up to Tester. She puts it up and in. Tigers down by 6, and Coach Davis wants a timeout.
And Chris, I'm gonna make one correction here. Coronado 5 foot, not 5'10".
Oh,
yeah. So despite her diminutive stature, she is not afraid to attack in there, and she's done it multiple times here. But a quick start here for the Indians. And one thing that I did not know if they're playing at the same pace the Tigers are. They get a rebound. They are not waiting for that Tiger pressure to come swarm. They're getting it up the floor. Joanna Tester getting up the floor. Sophia Roop getting up the floor. Wauseon doing a very good job getting out in transition, really kind of eliminating the Tigers' full court pressure where their guards are so good at creating those deflections and turnovers. I think you mentioned 15 steals a game.
Yeah.
I think I had down 16 or 17 deflections per game for the Tigers.
Yeah.
One way to avoid that is you get that ball up the floor before the defense gets set.
And that's an interesting part of this is Roop has what? 2 points? I mean, their leading scorer hasn't scored a bucket yet, and they're up 6 early.
It's Johanna Tester in transition right now. It's been very, very good. She's, she's athletic. She's long. When they get that rebound, she is sprinting down the floor, and the Tigers not recognizing that quite yet.
Indians bring in Toole in P-Lock, it looks like. Tigers bring in Gracie Miller and Bia Barrett. Still looking at Blanton on that block, but now Miller on the right-hand side, up top to Gray. Now to Miller again on the right.
Toole, a freshman, number 15 in there on the post guarding Kaylee.
She was aggressive in the JV game.
Yes, she was.
Miller with the right-hand dribble. She's going to get checked by P-Lock.
Yep.
I think that was a cross check.
That was
her first, team third. So Tigers will have the ball out on the side, down 6, trailing 10-4 on that three-quarter scoreboard. Moeller to inbound to Miller, now to Barrett.
Nice.
Bia takes a look, throws it over to Gray. Had a look for 3, a little hesitant. Now to Miller. Miller with the left-hand drive, throws it over to Moeller. Moeller drives, puts it up over Roop, no good. Rebound tipped around, pulled in by Moeller. Thrown it over to Miller, who puts it up and no good. Rebound then pulled down by Steza for the Indians, and they're going to have a foul on Barrett.
It'll be the second team foul here in the first quarter for the Tigers.
Molly Perry checks in as Kaylee Blanton has a seat for the Tigers.
You know, one thing you saw in that possession you don't see very often, Emerson Gray turns down an open 3, and off the inbound set, I think they got what they wanted. Emerson turns it down to make a pass there.
Here comes Coronado. She's going to get called with a double dribble. That's the first turnover by the Indians, and we've played 5.5 minutes.
I did not see that one. I'm not sure Coach Borton saw that one either.
He blew the whistle. It must have been right. Moeller on the right-hand side. Here comes a ball screen by Barrett with a roll on the backside to Perry. Perry throws up a 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Tester, and the Indians are on the fly. Stays across half court with the left hand, now drives in, throws it over to Coronado. She's going to back it out. Crosses over, now drives hard with the left hand off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Toole. What a rebound by the freshman.
Nice job again. Coronado attacking, getting to the lane, misses a shot, but Toole on the backside for that rebound. Wauseon aggressive here early offensively.
Emmy Gray drives in, puts it up, gets her second bucket, pulls the Tigers within 6, 12-6. Indians lead on that three-quarter scoreboard.
The Tigers are just not getting that full-court pressure set up, Chris. Not matched up there.
Tester, quick tip over to Steza. She throws it up and in. As Bia Barrett's going to pick up her second.
That's 2 quick ones on Bia. That's not good for the Tigers.
Her second, team third.
And again, you saw it right there. The Tigers score. Emerson Gray, nice drive, gets the bucket. Inbounded to Coronado, and no one's on her. She gets to half court really before she sees pressure. That is very un-Tiger-like right now in their full court pressure.
Free throw by Stasia is up and good. 15-6 on that three-quarter scoreboard. Tigers trail the Indians. Tigers with the ball. Emmy Gray has it. Over to Moeller. They brought Emerson Gherkin in for Bia Barrett. Gherkin quickly double-team tied up, and that's going to belong to the Indians. That's turnover number 4.
This is Tigers. Again, Coronado's going to get the catch without any sort of resistance there.
She got all the way to 20 feet on the opposite end. Throws it over to Steza. Quickly over the Toole, who puts it up no good. Emerson Gherkin.
Need it.
Going to get tied up again. Jump ball belongs to the Tigers.
Again, I think it's very simple right now, Chris. Wauseon's being the aggressor on both ends of the floor. They're being more aggressive offensively, attacking, offensive rebounds. Tigers kind of playing on the perimeter a little bit right now on the offensive end, not attacking downhill and not getting that full court pressure set up.
Staza's going to have a seat as Leatherman checks back in for the Indians. Tigers go Miller, Gray, Perry, Moeller, Gherkin. Going to get Perry a look at a 3. That's good.
Shot by Molly Perry there. Good baseline screen to get her open.
Now quickly the ball's going to be almost coughed up. It's going to be tied up as Miller jumped on the loose ball and still belongs to the Indians.
That's a little more Tiger-like right there. Ball gets to the middle, multiple hands on deflections, couple bodies to the deck. Very good job there defensively by the Tigers.
Rube to inbound for the Indians. Throws it in the backcourt to Coronado. She's being pressured by Gracie Miller. Coronado brings it up. Double team shows. It's taken away by Moeller. Here comes Moeller on the fly. Over Coronado. Puts it up. No good. Rebound tipped around. Pulled in by Coronado. And now she's back on the fly. Ball is loose on the floor. Scooped up by Pilock. Now quick up top to Roop and around to Coronado. She's going to set the offense.
12 seconds here, first quarter.
Roop in the corner. They're going to call a travel. That's
good job right there by El Moeller flying her off the line. That is not someone you want shooting the basketball. Coming into the game, in just the last few games, she's shooting 51% from three, 18 for 35 in her last 8. That is impressive marksmanship there out of Sophia Roop, the sophomore.
Keller and Jones check back in. Gray drives in, kicks it to Molly Perry up top to Keller. Keller loads a 3, short, no good. Rebound, falls to the ground. End of 1, Tigers 15, or Tigers 9, Wauseon 15. Coach, what did Coach, what did you see in that first quarter that Coach Davis has got to address real quick here at the
I think you just need the to become the aggressor again, really, at this point. I mean, Wauseon there running in transition, getting some easy layups. Johanna Tester doing a very good job getting out and running. The Tigers maybe just a little bit on their heels here to start that game. Again, Wauseon's young, they're athletic, they're hungry. You knew this was going to be a battle. Tigers just need to settle in and become the aggressor here.
All right, these people make these broadcasts possible for us. KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, STN Design, Affinity IT Group, 3Chord, Davis Farm Services, Swanton Welding, Pam and Dick Leatherman, Bizanello's Pizza, Gerald Grain Centers, Holgate Metal Fab, and Sattler Meats. And we got some stats here for the first quarter.
First quarter there, numbers are really telling it right here. Wauseon goes 7 of 12 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 6 of 10 from inside 5 feet. That kind of looks like your shot, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, they're 10 shots in the paint for Wauseon in that first quarter. Tells you they're getting downhill, they're being aggressive, they're getting to the paint at will. Tigers need to shore up that on-ball defense, get back in transition.
Tigers 1 of 6 from behind the arc, 2 of 6 in the key for 3 of 12 from the field.
Nice job, Emerson Gray. She's not turning that one down. Knocks down Tigers' second 3 of the game.
Might have been the conversation as the Tigers pull within 3, 15-12.
Little change of defense here, Chris. They're going to a little half-court 1-2-2. Steza, though, right through it, and there's Johanna Tester again.
Great drive and layup.
Again, it started by getting beat off the dribble here to the middle, but Steza did a nice job getting there. Dumps it down to Tester for an easy 2.
Keller to Perry, who drives in with right hand, throws it to Gherkin. Gherkin turns back to the left, puts it up. It's going to be blocked and taken away by Roop. That's a nice move by the Southmore. Here comes the Indians up 5. A minute into the second quarter. Roop on the right-hand side gives it back to Coronado. They run the loop. There's going to be Jones to help. Double team all the way around to Coronado. She skips it in the corner to Steza, throws it to a cutting Leatherman, but turns the ball over. And here comes Gray on the fly, drives in, lays it up, lays it in.
You know, you watch when the Tigers attack there. When they get down there, Wauseon purposely not trying to foul. You see Coronado right there kind of get out of the way. That's maybe a sign of their depth. You know, not confident in numbers 8, 9, and 10 on that bench. Don't want to foul.
Steza with the ball, throws it over to Roop in the corner to Tester. 18-footer on the way, no good. Rebound tipped around, pulled in by Leatherman. Leatherman's going to be trapped. She throws it over to Steza. Now up top to Roop for 3. No good. Off the back rim, pulled in by Steza again. Now Coronado tries a 3. Off the glass, no good. Run down by Molly Perry.
2 offensive rebounds, though, in that possession, Chris. Need to get on the boards. Tigers need to get on the glass quickly. Good attack.
That was Keller who drove in quickly, put it up. Emerson Gherkin pulls down the rebound. She puts it up and is fouled, and she will be going to the line for 2.
So 2 offensive rebounds on one end. Immediately, Kaylee Blanton heads to the table to check in.
Nope. And that's how many times you say that. When you're giving teams extra shots, you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Yep.
Free throw for Gherkin is up.
And, you know, Chris, you look at the scoreboard right now. You feel like the Tigers have not played very well. Wauseon is playing very well. Tigers down 2. Chance to cut it to 1 here. 6 minutes ago in the second quarter. You got to feel, if there's one thing you can take out of it, you got to feel good about where the Tigers are despite not playing well to this point, especially defensively.
Perry's going to have a seat as El Moeller checks in. Second free throw for Gherkin. Free throw is good.
Nice job.
Emerson was going to have a seat. Blanton's going to check in for the Tigers. Now down 1. 6:03 to play here in the second quarter. 17-16. Wauseon leads on that 3-court scoreboard.
Well, full court man here from the Tigers.
Steza gets it really just right hand as fast as she can go the other end, lays it up, and she's going to be fouled.
Tell you what,
by Keller.
Steza, Coronado, when they got that ball in their hands, you better get in front. They are going hard right. They're going to attack. You got to cut them off. They are not, sometimes Tigers pressure causes a girl to stop maybe before she's ready to and turn the ball over. These girls have one mission. They get that ball, they're trying to get to the rack.
Free throw, no good. The other part of that is they're quick with the ball in their hands. A lot of the times you can see a defender run past someone with the ball because you can sprint faster than someone can dribble. Not these two. As Stasia knocks down the first or the second to put the Indians up 2. Here comes Keller, flips it over to Jones.
Baseline runner for a 3.
Gray in the corner for 3, no good. Rebound pulled down by Roop. And here comes Stasia with the ball. Looks to Leatherman as she crosses half court. It's going to be tapped away. Another deflection by Keller, but the ball stays with the Indians.
Again, one thing to keep paying attention to here, Chris, is Wauseon wants to go 7 deep, maybe in Coronado, and then Stasia very, very limited in terms of how much they're on the bench. We'll see if that pace can continue here for 4 quarters.
Moeller checks in as Keller sits down. Stasia with the ball. Looking, flips it over to Roop. She's got Moeller on her. Up top to Leatherman. Right hand or left hand side to Stasia on the block to Toole. And Ella Toole, the 5'10 freshman, will go to the line as she is fouled by Kaylee Blanton.
Yeah, and that's been something for Kaylee. She's a good shot blocker, but sometimes unnecessarily fouls. And right there, if she just goes straight up, she's long, very difficult to score over. Brought that arm down a little bit. Ref thought she got a little bit of the arm, which she probably did. At her length, if she just goes straight up right there, Chris, very, very difficult to score over top of Kaylee.
Free throw number 1 is good. Free throw 2. Also well done. Tigers trail by 4, 20-16. Emmy Gray has the ball. Coronado on her. She turns the corner with the right hand, looks, flips it over to Jones. Jones looking at the block. Now they get it to Blanton. Pump fake outside to Miller. Miller with the left hand drives in, stops.
Nice.
Blanton, 15-footer up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Toole. Here come the Indians. Stays on the fly, right in, throws it out to Leatherman 3. She's going to travel.
Yep. Again, though, gets that basketball, and she's going from end line to end line. And she got to, 15 feet. Tigers forced to help. Wide open shooter in the corner. Again, her and Coronado doing a very good job of handling this Tiger pressure.
5 turnovers now for the Indians. Tigers have not turned it over yet this quarter. Moeller to Miller, now to Gray. She turns the corner with the right hand, throws it up, throws it in.
Emerson Gray doing a good job offensively keeping the Tigers in this. That's their 11th point so far here, Chris, in the first half.
11 of the 18 as Coronado stops, throws it over to Stasia. Here comes the double team trying to get it out of her hand. She loses the handle, flips it over to Leatherman.
Oh, she might have traveled again. Yep.
Number 6, in comes Pilot. Leatherman's going to have a seat. Tigers down 2 with the ball, 4:24 to play here in the first half. Miller to Gray, kind of surprised her a little bit. Emmy's got it. Ball screen coming from Blanche. She turns the corner with the right hand, drives in, scoop, up and in.
Emerson Gray taking over on that end of the floor right now. Yeah, Coach Barton's going to have to talk about this one because right now the Tigers don't have a lot going offensively, but they have Emerson Gray, and she's doing a fantastic job attacking that rim. Simple ball screen right there. Tried to level it. The big was not able to get there quick enough. Emerson Gray to the rack again.
The other part of that, Greg, is, all right, so there's a more traditional ball screen. The possession before, they swung it to her, and then they made 2 shallow cuts under her, and then she had the entire They overloaded on her side, and she had all kinds of room. I mean, it's great play design by Coach Davis.
You see a lot of that, that play before where you said those 2 shallow cuts went. You see a lot of that at the college level, that double gap where basically you're creating, instead of just one defender you're taking out of there, you take 2 help defenders out. It's a new school ISO, we'll call it. It's a way to get her the ball going to her right hand. If you Kaylee Blanton going from block to block, if the big helps, it's a dump down. If the big doesn't, she scores. Good play design there to get your best player kind of in isolation.
Hey, I'm going to jump in here real quick, a little bit about our schedule. Our girls on Thursday will be traveling to Evergreen to take on the Lady Vikings. That'll be their last game, regular season game, and the last NWL game. Then our boys will be back here, and I believe it's freshman JV varsity.
If
they have enough kids.
Well, and if we were playing on Thursday in the freshman championship, then they will not be playing on Friday.
Okay. Well, check our schedule. We'll update it as we get the information. So.
Coronado knocks down a 3 on a pass by Toole.
Right out of the gates again. Steza right down the lane, draws the help. One more pass then to Coronado for the 3. Steza doing a very good job of creating havoc for the Tigers defensively.
Jones in the corner to Miller. Miller up top to Moeller, now to Gray. Gray's looking, wants Blanton on the block, but goes back to Miller. Miller right-hand drive.
Nice
now
pass.
The Blanton on the pass.
Good job, Gracie. Nice job, little dump down there to Kaylee Blanton, draws the defense. Good job by Gracie Miller right there.
Got Roop to come over to help, and Blanton's wide open on the backside by herself. Now Steza. Tigers down by 1. Here comes Steza. Double team coming. She's trapped in the corner, looking, throws it.
Oh.
It's scooped up by Roop. Roop's going to drive in and put it up, but they're going to call no shot.
That can be the second on Blanton.
It looks like they got Blanton for her second.
So that's 2 on Blanton. Bea Barrett's been on the bench since the first quarter with her 2 fouls. Emerson Gherkin's going to check back in.
Here comes Gurton.
Important 2 minutes or 3 minutes here, Chris, for rebounding purposes. You got Kaylee and Bea both on the bench. These guards are going to have to get in there and rebound. Emerson Gray, El Moeller are going to have to pull down some rebounds.
Ball to Toole now to Stasia in the middle. She puts it up and in. It's an out-of-bounds set. You can't have that one. Tigers quickly the other way. Miller to Moeller. Now to Jones. They're looking at Gherkin. They throw it to Gherkin.
Yep.
She's going to get shoved.
Yep.
That should be, is that the second on? No, it's only the first on Roop.
That's Toole.
Or Toole.
Yep.
The first on her as well.
Yeah, Toole and Roop on the floor at the same time.
Yeah. It's kind of nice to be able to play 2 bigs like that. Moeller to inbounds, throws it to Grace. I'm sorry, she throws it to Gray. Now back to Gracie Miller. Right-hand drive, throws it to El Moeller. Now stops in the corner to Miller again. Left-hand drive to the block, puts it up, no good. Rebound, tipped around. It's going to be taken away by Gray. Jones to Gray. Gray's going to back it up as Coach Davis shouts from the bench. Throws it to Jones. Now to Miller. Ball screen from Gherkin. She refuses.
Floppy.
Goes to the baseline. She gets bounced around. Throws it out to Gray. Gray out to Jones. 3 on the way.
Bang.
Good.
Good offense right there. Ran a little set for Emerson Gray. She was very patient. Didn't force one. Attacks middle. Kicks out. Liza Jones knocks one down.
And Liza Jones is their best 3-point shooter on the team.
Yep.
Comes stage again. Drives right to the block and lays it up. No good. They're going to call a foul, looks like, on Gherkin.
You know, Chris, you mentioned earlier, when Steza goes hard right-handed, the Tigers used to catching up right there, and that second girl coming on the side to trap, and they cannot keep her in front, and she's getting around that primary, which means there are 2 defenders behind her at that point. She's doing a very good job right now. I'm very impressed with Steza here through a quarter and a half.
First free throw's no good, as we've got a tie ball game here. Everybody's got 25 on that 3-quarter scoreboard.
And out of that timeout, Wauseon went to on this end of the floor. They're going to no-help defense on Emerson Gray. Not necessarily a face guard, but you watch her girl. She has no help responsibilities any longer, so she's getting chased off the screen. It's going to be a little more difficult here for Emerson to get clean looks, but you should be playing 4-on-4 clean basketball behind it.
The other half is everybody else is probably almost hyper-focused on helping as that extra free throw goes down. Tigers with the ball down 1. Miller. Left-hand drive.
Nice job.
Gracie puts it up, no good. Rebound pulled in by Roop. She's going to flip it over to Coronado, and here come the Indians. She's double-teamed, flips it over to Roop. Now she's double-teamed. She falls down, loses the handle. Gherkin picks it up. She's going to wisely stop. Throws it to Jones, who loads a 3.
Bang! And Liza Jones. Nice job by Emerson Gherkin right there. Got under control, got herself to 2 feet, found a shooter. Good job by the Tigers right there.
Tigers now up 2 with 1:10 to play here in the first half. Coronado turns the corner, drives in on Gherkin, lays it up and in.
We're getting beat off the dribble, and Coach Davis he's right. You got to stop the basketball first and foremost.
It's not even off a reversal. It's pick it up off the other end and go.
Yep.
Gray's got the ball, 50 seconds to play here. She drives with the right hand, stops, throws it over to Miller. Now to Jones on the right-hand side. Up top to Miller. Now to Jones. Jones with the left hand. Drives in, flips it over to Gherkin. The ball's loose. Gherkin picks it up, throws it out to Miller, around to Gray. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound. Pulled in by
Nice job,
Molly Perry.
Good rebound by Molly Perry right there. 2 hands, aggressively goes and captures it. Nice job, Molly.
20 seconds and rolling here in the half. Miller has it. Tries to turn the corner with the right hand. Nothing there. Double team. High post to Gherkin. Gherkin out to Gray. 11 seconds. Gray drives. Stops. Throws it to Perry. Perry to Jones. 4, 3. Miller loads a 3. It's going to be short. No good. Rebound to Coronado. And that's how the first half will end. All tied at 28. Tigers scrap their way to a tie here in the first half.
Yeah, I'd say Emerson Gray kept them in it there offensively, but then a couple shots knocked down at the end. But really, Chris, when it comes down to it, Coach Davis going to that locker room, talk about stopping that basketball, stopping Coronado and Steza from getting into the paint, forcing that help, finding open shooters and open girls on the opposite block. And I think you have to keep that ball in front first and foremost in any sort of pressure defense, and that'll be the focus of their talk in the halftime.
Coronado averages 6.5 points a game. Steza averages about the same.
Yeah.
Those two both have 7.
Yep.
You get focused on Rube. She's only got 2.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
those two facilitating, Steza and Coronado facilitating very, very well as any guards I've watched play the Tigers at this point outside of maybe Brian. So, again, going into halftime here, figure out a way to keep those two in front of you, and no matter what defense you're in.
All right, we're going to take our halftime break here once again from the Jungle and Liberty Center. It's all knotted up on the 3-court scoreboard at 28, and we'll be back right after this halftime break. All right, we're back here in the jungle once again. The three-chord scoreboard tells us we're all knotted up here at halftime at 28. And, guys, the stats are going to tell us an interesting story.
Yeah, let's go through the numbers here. Let's start with from the floor. Wauseon 11 for 22 from the floor for 50%. 2 for 5 from 3, 5 for 7 from the free throw line for Wauseon for their 28 points. Tigers 10 for 28 from the floor, 4 for 12 from 3, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line for their 28 points. So what that tells me right there, Wauseon getting inside, scoring in the paint a lot, getting very efficient shots at the rim at 11 for 22. Tigers knocked down a couple outside shots to kind of get them back in it, we should say. Go to the rebounds here quick. Wauseon +5 on the boards in that first half. Wauseon had 12 rebounds to the Liberty Center's 7. Wauseon committed 8 turnovers to Liberty Center's 3. So when it comes to extra possessions, Wauseon might have been +5 on the boards, but Tigers +5 in the turnover department. I think you see kind of why we're at this 28-28 standstill here, Chris. But I go back to what we talked about to end that half. Steza, Coronado, handling the pressure, getting into the paint, distributing that basketball without turning it over, in my opinion, has been the difference in what's kept Wauseon right there in this game.
Well, and that's that the first quarter versus the second quarter where they turned it over only a couple times in the first, and then they end up with 6 there in the second. So,
and you look at it, Chris, and I don't have the fouls in front of me, but Tester didn't play a lot there towards the end of that second quarter, maybe even most of that second quarter. I don't remember her being on the floor. Toole played a lot there, and so did P-Lock, but Tester was not. So I don't know if she was in foul trouble, but maybe that sort of was able to let that Tigers get that spark in that second quarter.
The other part of that is you don't know how much the pace is affecting that with the bench. I mean, they've played more girls than what was on the scouting report, honestly. So that'll be interesting how this proceeds. I think we saw in that second quarter what the second half is going to look like. Looks like, Coach Davis is going to play a little more half-court trap type of thing, try to get people. But it really, honestly, it looks like the ability for them, the Tigers, to stop those two guards is going to be really what dictates a victory here tonight.
And you go and look at that scoring through the first half. Tigers led by Emerson Grace, 13 points, followed up by Liza Jones. Those two triples got her 6 in that first half to lead the Tigers. Wauseon led balanced scoring, but Stasia and Coronado, those two we're talking about, they've been distributing. They've also been scoring when they get to the point. 7 apiece there. Tools got 4, and I believe Tester's got 6. Not listed up there, but I believe she had 6 quick ones there in transition. So balanced scoring from Wauseon. Tigers kind of carried there by Emerson Gray. One thing to keep an eye on here for the Tigers, they played an entire half there without Bia Barrett, basically. Her energy, that rebounding, that scoring punch she gets on the inside, it makes it a very difficult matchup when she's on the floor with Emerson, when she's on the floor with Kaylee. So we'll see if Bia's able to play the second half outside of foul trouble.
And Bia's reaction, too, coming out, is she going to – every once in a while you see that player that wants to be a factor but forces things when they get back in the game, and how is that going to play out? Tester has 8.
Tester has 8.
That's
there you go.
Big, so –
and 2 fouls. Yep.
Indians start with the ball. Coronado, they go with their starters. Stasa, Coronado, Leatherman, Roop, and Tester. Tigers start with their starters. Moeller, Gray, Blanton, Keller, Jones. Quickly, Roop loads a 3 off the support, no good.
But again, that's Stasa getting downhill, drew the help. Roop's wide open on the wing. They have got to keep Stasa, got to keep Coronado in front of them.
Tigers have the ball. Gray across half court. Brings in with the right hand, stops, goes to the high post to Blanton. She looks at the cutter, now up top to Keller. Now back to Gray into Blanton. She's going to turn on Roop. Throws up the right hand hook, no good. Roop has pulled that down, her 4th rebound. Here comes Stasia on the fly. Over the top to Leatherman. She corrals the pass, stops, loads a 3, no good. Rebound tipped around. It's going to be controlled by Keller. Keller on the fly, hits the Gray on the wing. She loads a 3, no good. Rebound tipped around, pulled out by Keller. She goes up in traffic, no good. Rebound then out of bounds.
Keller, 2 quick rebounds here, one on the defense, one on the offensive end for the Tigers. We talked about those guards needing to rebound. Nicole Keller, 2 quick ones here in second half.
Moeller looking at Blanton, throws it to Gray on the weak side block. It's going to be tied up, and it will stay with the Tigers.
Just a touch late on that pass. So I think Emmy was open just a half a beat sooner.
And honestly, that's a tough pass to throw if you're not right on time.
Roop a little banged up here.
She comes up gimpy.
Yeah.
She ran full speed into the backside of Blanton.
Okay. I didn't see that. She comes up just a little gimpy on that left leg.
Blanton or Moeller to inbound, throws it into Gray. Tigers with the ball. We're still all tied at 28 on that 3-court scoreboard. Keller with the right hand. Now back to the left. Stops. Kicks it over top to Jones. Jones to Gray. Explores with the right hand. Stops. Throws up a lefty hook. No good. Blanton tips that ball out of bounds, and it will belong to the Indians.
Both teams struggling a little bit offensively here to start the half.
Tigers in that full court man. The ball comes into Coronado. She backs, slows down, and lets Gray catch up. Now Moeller's guarding her. She's going to set the offense for the Indians. Brings it to the left to Stasa. Stasa looks at the curl. Now up top to Toole and in the corner to Coronado. Left-hand drive. Back out to Leatherman. Leatherman, 2 dribbles. She's going to load a 3. Short, no good. Rebound tipped around. Pulled in by Blanton. Now the Tigers on the run. Gray behind the back. Over to Keller. Keller drives in, throws it out to Moeller. Moeller, she loads a 3.
Bang.
She gets it.
It's passed by Nicole Keller there.
Moeller's 3 puts the Tigers up by 3, 31-28 on that 3-court scoreboard. Coronado flips it over to Leatherman. Now back up to Coronado. She likes to shuffle them, doesn't she?
A little bit.
And Coronado back to the right hand. El Moeller all over her. Moeller with the tip and the steal.
Nice job, El.
She throws it to Gray. Here comes Gray, stays on her. She stops, gets her footing, kicks it over to Jones. Now to Blanton at the high post. On Tool. Comes to the right hand, kicks it out to Gray. 3 on the way.
Bang! Nice. Back-to-back threes for the Tigers. Nice start there. Kaylee Blanton with a great job being on balance. Finds the open shooter out there. Kicks it out for Emmy Gray to knock down a triple.
It's so much easier to shoot when you're playing inside out.
And what a good adjustment, Chris, on this defensive end. You notice Coronado now being guarded by El Moeller, the Tigers' best on-ball defender. Yep. Keeps Coronado in front, turns her over here. Emmy Gray on Steza, El Moeller on Coronado. Just a very nice adjustment by Coach Davis right there to maybe prevent that straight line penetration that we've been talking about.
And turning turnovers into points is always a huge stat, particularly when you have a team like Liberty who is averaging those 15 steals per game. They only give up 38 points a game, those defense. So that 28 in the first half is a huge number. Here comes Steza on the fly, running past 2 defenders. Lays it up, no good. Jones kicks it around. Keller brings in the rebound, and off to the races go the Tigers.
Oh.
She tries to skip it. She gets it back. Keller in the middle, kicks it out to Gregg. Another 3 on the way, no good. Rebound. El Moeller runs that one down for the Tigers.
Nice
out top
job.
to Jones. Now to Blanton on the block, and she's going to be fouled by Tool.
Nice job. Again, Tigers offensive rebound. This is the aggression now you're kind of seeing coming out of them a little bit. Pushing the ball in transition, kicking out to open shooters, chasing down offensive rebounds. Nice job here by the Tigers the last couple minutes.
Tigers by 6 now, 34-28. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Moeller inbounding for the Tigers, looking up top. Here's Keller. Keller looking to Blanton. Now back up to top to Moeller. Over to Gray on the left-hand wing. Patiently flips it over to Moeller. Nice swim move by Blanton in the middle to get position. Now they got the ball to her. She squares up. All the way around to Moeller, looking at the block. Blanton, they got her.
Yep.
She's going to step, come back to the right hand, puts that up, no good. She gets her own rebound.
Job, Kaylee. Nice job, Blanton, staying with it right there on the offensive glass to stick back. Again, Wauseon has made no adjustments there on that post. They're leaving Tool down there one-on-one with Blanton. She's now up to her 3rd foul.
The other part of that is Tool is doing a good job of being straight up, but she's straight leg. Blanton knew exactly when that was going to be short. She used her quickness to get around, grabbed it, put it up and in, and then hits the free throw.
And Sophia Roop not on that bench yet, Chris. I don't see her there. And
she went back to the training room.
And that's 3 fouls on Tool. So the 2 big girls are the ones that are regarding Kaylee, both in the one in foul trouble, one not on the floor.
Coronado being double teamed, loses the handle. They're going to call that was off Liberty, and it will stay with the Indians.
Again, that's El Moeller guarding Coronado. Again, big difference there, putting El Moeller on there.
But as soon as she turned her back, Keller ran to double team quickly.
Yep.
Leatherman will have a seat as Steza checks back in for the Indians. Tester to inbound, throws it to Tool. Now back to Tester. Up top to Steza. Amy Gray almost had a hand on that one as Steza handling the rock up top. Up top to Tool.
Flex.
A little flex action. The ball goes into Pelock. She's going to lose the handle and another turnover for the Indians. Number 9. Quickly, Liza Jones has it. Up top to Gray. Quick reversal to Keller. Now Moeller loads a 3 in the corner. That one's way off. Rebound comes down to Tool.
Tester.
Over the top to Tester. She's going to lay it up and be fouled by Blanton. Her third.
You could see that one coming. Coach Davis could see it from the beginning. He's yelling back. Tester, as soon as she challenged that 3-point shot, she took off to the other end. Too athletic, too quick. Couldn't chase her down. Liza picks up her 2nd foul.
Oh, they got on Jones on that. I thought they got Blanton on that one. Looks like Barrett, Perry, and Miller to check in for the Tigers as that first free throw from Tester is no good.
So that'll be Blanton, Jones, and Nicole Keller will have a seat.
Quietly, the Tigers have clawed their way to a 9-point lead on that 3-chord scoreboard. Tester's 2nd free throw is no good. Rebound pulled in by Moeller. Here comes Miller looking, skips it to Perry. Now back around to Miller. Miller with the right-hand drive, stops. Coronado all over her. Bia Barrett's going to turn that one over.
I don't know about. Sometimes on those, Chris, the footwork might look a little awkward, but it's if you're actually looking at the pivot foot, sometimes it's not a travel. That might have been what happened right there. I didn't feel like she shuffled him, but
he blew the whistle. No red flag in basketball, Greg.
I know. Could use a couple of those a game, to be honest with you.
I've seen that. Coronado across the half-court line with the left hand, throws it.
Oh, doubled. She doubled.
Dribble.
Yes, she did. Yep.
10th turnover for the Indians as P-Lock got hit in the chin.
Great adjustment again. Give Coach Davis and his staff credit. El Moeller, Garden Coronado has really changed things for Wauseon. Not able to get that straight line that they were in the first half. Very good adjustment.
Miller brings it across half court, flips it to Moeller. Now back to Miller. Now they're going to run that little short
There's
shuffle.
That double gap.
Yep. Gray drives in.
Yep.
She's going to be fouled.
Nice job. Again, it's that double gap. Bia Barrett was on the opposite block. You're in a no man's land right there. You either stay with Barrett and Gray gets it, or you come over and help, and then the dump down to Barrett. So nice call there by Coach Davis.
P-Lock's going to sit down for the Indians. Roop is going to check back in very gingerly, I might add.
Yep.
But the Tigers up 10.
Nice
Bia
rebound by Barrett.
Puts it up no good. Rebound's going to be tipped around. It's going to stay with go to the Indians, I should say. Ball is already inbounded. There we go. Now Stasia, the ball is tipped away, stolen by Gray.
Nice pass.
Gray to Moeller.
Nicely.
Moeller lays it up, no good. Rebound is going to come down, out of bounds, belonging to the Indians.
Roop was down again.
She's on the floor again, yeah. Nothing looks fun for Roop right now. As Stasia drives right past. How does she run past El Moeller and
impressive.
Gray? And I think they're going to get Moeller with the foul.
She's going up, too. We're going to give her the free throws on that. Again, she's...
Oh, they got Gray. Her first.
She is an athlete. I will tell you that. She's quick. She's strong on those attacks, so not knocking her off her line.
She's
very impressive for the 5'5" junior Stasia.
And she can go.
Mm-hmm.
First free throw, good. Second one is on its way. No good. Rebound pulled in by Moeller. And then
stay into some
handle
pressure
lost.
here.
Yep. Here comes Gracie Miller with the ball. Crosses over. Gets across half court.
Nice.
Coronado all over Gracie right to the hole.
Gracie.
And she is going to be fouled by Roop.
That was a little dose of their own medicine there as Gracie Miller gets around Coronado and decides from about half court, no one's going to stop me. I'm going to take it to the rack. Gets all the way to the rim and picks up that first foul on Sophia Roop.
That was as soon as she turned that corner about the volleyball line, she decided, I'm going to try to shoot a layup here.
Yep.
First free throw is no good. Tigers lead by 10, 39-29 on that three-court scoreboard. Gracie Miller looking for her first point of the evening, and she has it. Leatherman inbounds for the Indians, throws it to Coronado. She turns the corner.
Someone's got to step in. Good job, Molly Perry.
Molly Perry tried to run her off. Now she's double teamed. She gets out of that with a dribble, stops. Now she sets the offense.
Nice job by Molly Perry right there. Good help defense. Kept that double team on until Elle was able to recover. Nice job.
Stasia with the ball. Now they're going to get a tester. Tried to set a ball screen. They gave up the angle, and Stasia rolls right to down the lane and puts it up for her 10th point of the game. Now Perry has it. Back to Miller, around to Moeller. Back to Perry. Right-hand drive in the middle. Tosses it up, no good. Barrett runs down the board and puts it up and no good.
Good rebound by Barrett, just not able to finish.
Now here comes Coronado over the top to Tester.
Nice
but
job,
it's
Emerson
Gray.
No! I don't know. I think you're allowed to slide. You just can't turn or stand. I feel like she got rid of that ball quick enough there that I'm not sure that's a travel, but again, they blew the whistle.
Finally, somebody uses the mop other than you during a game.
Shout out to Kenny Pullman over there.
Indians have the ball down 9. Stays at the inbound, looking for Tester. Gets her on the strong side block with Miller all over her. Dribbles, turns back to the right hand, puts up the hook, and in.
Nice move by Johanna Tester right there. Set her up with that left-hand dribble, goes back to the left shoulder, right-hand hook. Nice little move there.
Now Gracie Miller in the middle, throws it to Bia. She's going to draw a double dribble. Turnover number 6. Tester has 10. Stasa has 10.
Coronado has 7. That's 27 of the 33 from those 3 girls right there. Tigers done a great job on Roop, but the other girls for Wauseon stepping up right now.
Coronado has the ball, double team. Now she crosses over in traffic on the fly, kicks it over to Pilak, who loses the handle and throws it out of bounds.
There's the whistle. There we go. And Coronado did a nice job breaking that pressure.
Wow.
Pilak just not able to handle the pass.
Tigers up by 7, 1:16 to play here in the third quarter with the ball. Coach Davis shouting out instructions. Here comes Miller across half court. Throws it to Gray. Gray looking for the shuffle cut. Has Bia now on the ball screen. Here comes Barrett. Now Gray with the left hand kicks it out to Gracie Miller. 1 minute and rolling. Now El Moeller has it. She turns the corner with the right hand, kicks it out to Perry.
Come on, Molly.
Perry, no good. Rebound, bounced around, pulled in by Coronado.
Good box out by Stasa.
Tester running with her. She's going to drive in, throw it up, gets it to go. Pulls the Indians within 5.
Coronado is impressive.
Moeller with the ball. Tester on her, throws it over to Perry. Perry looking, waiting, throws it to Miller. And Gracie makes the pass.
Yep, he says deflected over here. Yep, right call.
Good job for the referee to blow the whistle but not make the call until he was sure.
Yep.
Emmy Gray directing traffic without the ball in her hands. I think there was something else supposed to happen there that just didn't. 20 seconds to play. Gracie Miller has it. 15. She hands it over to Perry. Perry turns the corner. I got Gracie in the
screen
corner.
For Emerson Gray.
Gray, and she will be fouled by Tester.
You know, that's about the 3rd or 4th time the Tigers are in that baseline screen for a shooter, and Wauseon not recognizing it soon enough, getting there late. Tester challenges the shot, but just a little too aggressive in the challenge. Going to put Emmy on the line for 3.
Tester picks up her 3rd. Gray looking for 3 free throws here. Gets the first to go. Gives her 19 on the evening. Eyes the second one.
Good.
Knocks it down.
That's 20. That's a 20 piece on the night, Chris, for the Tigers' leading score. Again, she carried him a little bit in that first half. Nothing's really changed here in the second half.
It's a 2 for 10, 20 pieces back in the day. Free throw, no good.
Don't foul.
Root pulls it down, throws it over to Coronado. Here come the Indians on the fly with 2, with 1. They get it to Roop. She puts it up, no good.
Nope.
It was after the buzzer. End of 3, Tigers 42, Indians 35.
All right, hey, we're going to talk a little bit about the schedule. Again, our girls will travel on Thursday to Evergreen to take on the Lady Vikings. Then the boys will be back here, and they'll take on the Evergreen Vikings. We'll host them on Friday. We'll let you know when the start time is. There's going to at least be
there will be a freshman game on Friday.
Okay, well, there you go. So we'll 4:45 start. We'll have the freshmen. Also, Saturday, big day here. Wrestling, the NWOAL tournament comes to the Liberty Center Tiger. I call it the Tiger Cage, the jungle.
Jungle, baby.
Tiger Cage is
yeah, that's right,
south.
Holgate.
Yeah.
It's got purple and gold in it.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous building.
You know that.
The old one was even better looking.
I love that old Tiger Cage hanging out in that old one. Anyway, 10 o'clock, we'll be streaming the preliminary matches. 3:30, we'll go live with the finals. And then next week, the boys will travel to Delta, and that's on
Friday.
That's the 23rd, yeah. And then the 24th, we'll have the girls' tournament game, and the 27th, we'll have the boys' tournament game as you guys will take on Swanton.
LC goes 4 of 17 in that third quarter. Wauseon 3 of 9. Free throws. Liberty 4. of 7. Wauseon 1 of 4. I think those are some telling numbers.
You know, one of the things that Coach Davis told us in the pregame stuff is they're going to run a lot of pick and roll stuff. I have not seen that yet tonight. That's the first one I've really seen there. Little wing ball screen with Tester and Steza. Tigers get called for a foul trying to hold the roll.
Gracie Miller picks up the foul. Ball comes in. It's taken away by Miller. Here comes Gray with the ball. Cross half court. Behind the back. Crosses over on Steza. Flips it over to Keller. Now to Gray. Gray up top to Miller. Now Keller. Looking at Blanton on the inside.
Blanton being guarded by Leatherman now. Roop guarding Gracie Miller.
Gracie Miller puts up a 3. That's no good. Ball's going to be tipped around. It will stay with the Tigers. I don't know how that's going to feel on that knee, if they got switched off, or is that the
it looks like that's the matchup they're going with here. Roop still guarding Gracie. Tester now on Blanton.
Gray on the inbounds play. Thought about a 3. Now brings it up top to Keller, around to Moeller, looking for Blanton. Swings it around to Gray. Yep. Now to Blanton in the middle. She kicks it out to Keller. Right back to her. Inside out. Back out. Around the horn. Moeller in the corner. Looking at Blanton
nice
again.
Pass.
Now she got it to her.
Nice pass by El Moeller there. Great seal by Kaylee. And then a nice pass right to that target hand, Chris, for Kaylee to put it up and in for 2.
No dribble, puts it up. Coronado sets the offense for the Indians. Down 9, 44-35 on that 3-court scoreboard. Steza has it, puts it on Roop on the cut. She puts it up in traffic, no good. Moeller pulls down her 5th rebound of the game. Throws it over the top to Blanton. Blanton, pump fake, drives in, stops, throws up the hook, no good. Gets her own board, puts it back up.
Nice, Kaylee. Nice job by Kaylee Blanton right there.
That gives Blanton 11 on the night to go with her 4 rebounds, and Tigers are up 11 now. 6:20 to play here in the game.
Quick little 6-0 spurt, Chris, in the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth. It was a 5-point game. Quickly back to 11.
Leatherman loads a 3 for the Indians, no good. Steza knocks the ball around, but it's pulled in by Gray. And here come the Tigers with the lead. Keller looking inside, throws it to Blanton. Blanton to the left, hand off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped around, pulled in by Steza for the Indians.
You're going to have to get Toole back in, and right there she is at the scoreboard. Chris, you're going to have to get Toole back in to contend with Kaylee Blanton on that block if it's not going to be Roop.
Coronado drives, spins, flips it up, off the glass, no good. Pulled in by Moeller.
Oh, she's hurt.
She's hurt.
Oh, no.
I think she's cramping.
That's not good. She's been outstanding tonight. Coronado, the 5-foot sophomore, has been fantastic against this Tiger pressure. You hate to see that, Chris.
Now, fortunately, it looks like it is just a cramp.
Yep.
But we talked about how does the minutes they're playing at the pace they're playing, how does that play out over 32 minutes? And we may just begin to start seeing this for the Indians.
Yeah, and you look at the last couple of minutes here for the Tigers, and Wauseon just sped up maybe just a touch. The Tigers taking their time offensively and then making it a point to get that ball to Kaylee Blanton at the end of those possessions, and really. At this point, I mean, Toole's been probably done their best job on the post defense on her. Right there for those 3 or 4 possessions, it seemed very easy for get that ball on to Kaylee. She missed one there, but was able to get about 6 points here, or 4 points maybe to start this quarter. That has been big for the Tigers to stretch this lead.
I mean, the conversation that Coach Davis and I have kind of had over the course of the year is how quick Blanton is on the block for the girls that are guarding her.
Yeah.
And how does she use her quickness a little bit better? And we're seeing that a little bit tonight as she's using that step to the ball to create some spacing as Coronado is trying to walk this cramp off.
Yep. And for anybody who says it's just a cramp, has not had a cramp before, Chris. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
When that thing locks up, and it is not. It is not a pleasant experience. So just a cramp does not exist in this world. I can tell you that.
Well, it's not anything structural. How's that?
Yeah.
The way it looks. That's a good point. All right, 5:39 to play here in the fourth quarter. Tigers lead by 11 on that 3-court scoreboard. Keller, Gray, Blanton, Jones, and Miller.
Nice.
As they pick and roll, Blanton lays it up and in.
Very simple wing ball. UCLA to a wing ball screen right there. Excellent pass by Emerson Gray down to Kaylee Blanton for the easy 2.
Steza now is going to have the ball handling fall on her shoulders as she picks it up. Gray all over her, looking, Tries to throw it over, gets it over to Pelock. She drives with the right hand to the baseline. Stop. Double team by Jones and Blanton. Loses the handle. Now she gets it back. Throws it over to Leatherman. Leatherman in the corner to Pelock. Throws it right to Blanton. Turnover number 14 for the Indians.
You're starting to see a little bit of the wearing down that you mentioned before. Wauseon just looks a little bit less aggressive, not quite as strong with the ball, not quite as cutting quite as hard. Tigers may be wearing them down a little bit here, Chris.
Keller has it up top to Jones, now to Gray. She kind of quickly loses the handle, now throws it deep into the block to Blanton. Out to Miller. Miller loads the three.
Bang, good. Gracie Miller. You know, what a great job. Kaylee Blanton, who's scored how many points in a row? Very easy right there just to take it and go score, try to get yourself, recognize a double team, kicks out to Gracie Miller, who knocks one down.
Tigers now up by 16. Tester has it on the right-hand side. Waiting for the cutter up top is Leatherman. Now around to Stasia. Looking on the block to Toole. Poole has it. Steps back with the left hand. Puts it up. No good. Rebound tipped around. Pulled in by Gray. That's 5 for her. Here comes Emmy on the run.
Right back to
looking
him.
at it. Has Blanton on the block if she wants it. Takes it to Gracie Miller in the corner. 18-footer on the way. Good.
All right, Gracie Miller, back-to-back jumpers. Good for her confidence here as we head down the stretch. Gracie Miller knocks another one down.
3:50 to play here. Tigers up 18. Stays across half court for the Indians. Coach Morton's going to call timeout.
I mean, that I don't. If you're talking about what just happened in the last 3 minutes, Chris, I think the Tigers wore them down. I think you finally saw it. It was 40-35 there, end of the third quarter. Wauseon makes a little run. They're feeling good about it. Tigers just continue to put pressure on both ends of the floor. Boom, just like that, over about a 4-minute game stretch. We got a 13-0 run here for the Tigers.
Yep.
Hey, while we got a timeout, we want to thank our sponsors. Once again, these guys make these things possible. KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, STN Design, the Affinity IT Group, 3-Chord, Davis Farm Services, Swanton Welding, Pam and Dick Leatherman, Pizzanello's Pizza, Gerald Green Centers, Holgate Metal Fab, and Sattler Meats. And once again, join us as we cover Friday's broadcast, the Evergreen Vikings, and it will be a 4:45 freshman start. Then Saturday at 10 a.m., we will turn the cameras on and let you guys watch the prelim matches of the NWOAL Wrestling Tournament. And then Dan Conrad, Jeff Huff will take the microphones at 3:30, and we'll bring you all the final matches right from the floor. Also, check our schedule. We've got the girls' tournament game with the winner of Northview and Evergreen to be determined. That'll be the 24th, and then the boys start their tournament run with the Swanton Bulldogs on the 27th.
And if you've never been to the League Wrestling Championship, the environment in here will be electric at about 3:30 p.m. on Saturday.
Well, there'll be one mat in the center with the big light.
Spotlight
our high-definition cameras, 2 of them will be down there.
It'll be awesome.
Going to do it up.
Indians start the fourth, or come out of the timeout with the ball.
Tried to run a little backdoor set there, Chris. Not there. Deflected out of bounds with the Tigers.
Roop to inbounds. Down 18. Throws it in the corner to Stasia. Miller all over her. She brings it up with the dribble. Coronado still sitting on the bench, looking like she's hurting a little bit. Rebound comes down to Perry. Here come the Tigers with the lead. Gray brings it across half court. Stays a guarding her. Goes to the left hand, drives, flips it over to Gracie Miller. She turns the corner, stops, back out to Gray. Thought they had Gherkin, as Emerson Gherkin has checked in for the Tigers.
Along with Molly Perry and Bia Barrett.
Perry stops, throws it in the corner to Bia. Now up top to Gherkin. Gherkin, one dribble, now throws it out to Bia. Too quick again.
Tigers being patient here offensively.
Bia up top to Gray. Gray explores,
nice
steps through, puts it up. No good.
Oh, they're going to call travel.
They're going to call the travel. Could have went either way with that one. Coronado's going to check back in. His Toole's going to have a seat for the Indians. El Moller's going to check in. They impounded the ball.
It's a quick inbounds. Quick inbounds.
Gray's going to have a seat with. She ended up with 20, even.
Yep.
Staser brings it across half court. 2:35 to play here in the fourth quarter. Indians with the ball down 18. Leatherman Looking back to Stasa.
A little ISO for Tester there on the block.
Got Barrett on her.
Oh,
Gherkin
Emerson
comes over with
Gherkin.
a block. Leatherman over to Coronado. Exploring with the dribble. Turns the corner with the right hand. Over to Roop. Roop, 18-footer on the way.
Wire.
No good. Hits the wire, but they're going
to call foul?
Call the foul.
Hit the wire.
They didn't see it.
They didn't see it.
A little different from our vantage point than his.
The one, for as well as Wauseon has attacked this, Sophia Roop has struggled a little bit with this pace, with the physicality, maybe guarding Blanton a little bit, getting up and down. She's not had that normal jump shot that I assume she's used to it with her based on her ability to shoot the ball. Nice job by the referees right there. They got together. Yeah, they talked that out. It's going to hit the wire, not going to be a foul. Good job. Regardless, sometimes right there you swallow your mistake. Just correct it. If you can correct it. Fantastic job by this crew.
The 13 points a game Roop has been held to 2 so far. Pia Barrett has the ball in the left hand, looks at the block to Gherkin, now stops. She's going to shuffle her feet. And we'll go the other way. Jones will check
back in.
Moeller will have a seat. 2:01 to play on that 3-court scoreboard. Tigers still leading by 18. Coronado to Roop. Gherkin all over her. Here's a ball screen. Stops. Explores back. Looks at Leatherman.
Oh, she just double dribbled again. And, she's shown a little frustration there out of the young sophomore, which is understandable.
Yep.
It's understandable. Everybody, we've all been there. Just a little frustrated with the way that her night has gone, and she'll have better nights ahead, I'm sure.
15 turnovers now for the Indians. Jones with the left hand. Drives in, stops, kicks it out. Perry.
Nice
up
fake and a nice – oh,
Gherkin passed on the 2-footer, kicks it back out. Now she's got it. Now she's looking again, kicks it out. Barrett, 3 on the way, long. Bounces around, bounces in.
Hey, sometimes basketball works out. Bia's had a tough night with fouls, and she gets one to fall at the end of the game here. Sometimes basketball things just work out like that. Good for her.
Roop with the ball out top to Coronado. 1:10 to play here. Tigers by 21.
This is a 16-0 run now, Chris, since the end of the third quarter. Wauseon yet to score here in the fourth quarter. 40-35, I believe, was our
42-35.
42-35, yeah. So
it was, they scored that last bucket.
Yep, 16-0 run. That'll check out the starters. And some JV girls are going to check into the game. We're going to have 25 Addie Zintek checked in. We're going to have Hope Atkinson, Lissa Fosnight, Hageman, and Bailey all check in.
Stasa with the ball. Over to Tester. Looking for Leatherman on the cut. Now over to Toole.
A little flex action here for Wauseon.
Toole to Leatherman. I think they call that Wauseon. Into Stasa. She throws it up off the glass. No good. Rebound pulled down. Battled around. Fosnight was going to call. Oh, jump ball to the Tigers.
Yep, Fosnight and Toole there got tangled up and jump ball. Stasa going to keep the pressure on here.
Zintek flips it over to Atkinson. Now to Fosnight. Now up top to Zintek. She has the right-hand dribble in the corner to Conrad.
And all of these girls on the floor for Wauseon, underclassmen, as for the Tigers. So maybe a little preview of next year's game, what it will look like a little bit when we head to Wauseon for the league game here in girls basketball.
Atkinson has it. Now in the corner to Hageman. Conrad around to Zintek. 6 seconds, 5. Tigers will run out the clock. Gabby Conrad will just tuck it. And there's your final. Tigers get the victory, 56. Wauseon 35.
And what a close to that game for the Lady Tigers. They're going to close the game on a 16-0 run, go from 40-35 towards the end of the third quarter. A 14-0 fourth quarter gets the Tigers that 21-point victory.
All right, we're going to take a short break here. We'll be back, I think, with a couple of the players and Coach Davis. Once again, 56-35, the Liberty Center Lady Tigers take the win. And with that, we'll be right back after this. All right, we're back here. KK Collision post-game show.
Well, Chris, Tigers are going to go to 19-2 on the season, 1 win away from 20 here as they head into their final game of the year, Thursday at Evergreen. But let's start and talk a little bit first before we get in. We'll talk to Coach Davis and the girls here. Let's talk about Wauseon. How impressive this young group of Wauseon Lady Indians were, and really through 3 quarters for that matter. I think they got wore down. Coronado went out with an injury, Roop went out with an injury, maybe just not quite deep enough to stay with the Tigers for 4 quarters. But I tell you what, when you're looking forward, you're Coach Borton over there, you have to be excited not only for the rest of this year, but looking at next year. You got 3 sophomores, 2 juniors in that starting lineup. You got girls that can handle the pressure, you got shooters, you got athletes. I'm very impressed with the way that the Wauseon came out for the first 3 quarters of this game.
You know, we talked about that early. How are they going to hang with these Tigers, deal with the pace, deal with the pressure, and you're right, through 3, after that, at halftime, like, boy, this is a dogfight we didn't know the Tigers were going to have. We got through 3, and things are still looking good and positive for the Indians. They had a couple of issues, and then that pressure just wore them down. And I mean, if you start to look at these fourth quarter numbers, Wauseon goes 0 of 8 from the field. They did not attempt a free throw.
That puts them, I mean, that's 3 for 17 in the second half, Chris, for the Indians. But I mean, if you look at what you're building around for Coach Borton, you have Coronado and Stasia, who did a fantastic job handling the ball and attacking. You had Tester, who's a phenomenal athlete, guarding, rebounding. Really, the only missing component tonight was that shooting that Roop and Leatherman normally would give them. If you start knocking some shots down, you can see why this team could be very dangerous, not just next year, but down this tournament stretch here.
Don't sleep on Toole coming in as a freshman, playing some monster minutes. I mean, she was dominant in that JV game. A little bit different against Blanton and Gherkin, a little more size, but still did a great job handling that.
And Wauseon, just for some reference, they will play a home tournament game next Thursday. They'll play Maumee at home. That's a 7-seed Maumee against a 6-seed Wauseon, and then a name that Tiger fans are going to be familiar with. They'll likely match up with Liberty Benton in that sectional final, one of the better D2 teams in the state. But that'd be interesting. You know, we play a Liberty Center. Wauseon sees some pressure that Liberty puts on them. Liberty Benton likes to put some pressure on with some size. I'd be interested to see that matchup if it ends up coming to fruition.
What an interesting battle that would end up being, and once again, the future is bright. If we flip it over on the Tigers, the future is now, right? Looking to grab a 20th win. You've got a couple of senior guards joining us right now, as Gracie Miller doesn't look like she's ever put on a headset before.
You got it there, Gracie?
You all right? Just once? Nice.
Good job.
Emmy Gray, you are a pro at this, I'm guessing, at this point, right?
Not really.
Guys came out a little flat in the first quarter, to say the least. Got to halftime. You had battled back, tied it up. Coach Davis obviously had brilliant words of wisdom for you, right? You come out in the third quarter and do what Lady Tiger basketball does. You put some pressure on some girls. You wore them out physically and mentally the way it looked there at the end. Talk about what the mindset was at the halftime and what adjustments you guys were made. Go ahead. Gracie, you go first.
Okay. Well, I think that coming off that huge Patriot win, we kind of have a habit of becoming comfortable and content with how we are, and I think that at the half we were just like, guys, we got to pick it up. Like, this isn't our basketball. It kind of looked like the Bryan half, but obviously wasn't tied. But yeah, I think that we just knew that we had to step up our pressure because we weren't playing defense like we usually do. So I think that when we sat back and won defense, we did a lot better.
I think we just realized we still have goals to meet, even though we didn't get the league one. But we refocused, got better matchups, and played our type of basketball.
So talk about Coronado and Stasia. That had to be a focus at halftime of them consistently beating us off the dribble and getting into the paint and creating all sorts of havoc. So I assume Coach Davis talked specifically about 0-0 and 10 and controlling them. I know Elle switched on to Coronado there in the second half. Talk about what specific adjustments you made on those two individual girls in the second half versus what we were doing in the first half.
Well, Coach Davis told us before the game that they love to go right, and so we had to keep forcing them to their left. And then when we got back into that one defense, I think that kind of helped them beating us down the floor because we sat back, and it was obviously a lot harder for them to get shots off, and they couldn't just go down the lane and shoot it.
I think we switched our matchups at halftime. So Elle originally started on 1 and then went to 10, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think that helped us a lot because Elle's a lot better at keeping the girl in front.
First half, obviously the struggles on offense. But, Emmy, you at times just seem to say, all right, I'm going to take this over a little bit. You got some good looks, got some good passes, but the mindset for you when you're looking at a 6-point first quarter deficit to turn around to tie it up, and then would you have 13 in the first half, 20 for the game?
Yeah, I think I just use my driving lanes to create open shots for my teammates and see what I can get out of the driving lanes myself as well.
Gracie, I watched the Patrick Henry game, and I noticed offensively you maybe got a little confidence going in that game and just felt like you were more comfortable with what you were doing and natural. And then you hit that shot at the end. You hit another one. I saw maybe a little self-clap there. Talk about your confidence on the offensive end of the floor, because you are a talented offensive player. I think you just need to realize that yourself and how big that could be for your team going forward.
Well, I think in the first half I was missing every shot, front rimming it, and then I'd airball a 3, and I'm like, oh my gosh, get that ball out of my hands type of situation. But I know my teammates have confidence in me, and coaches tell me keep shooting, and when I make a shot, it kind of makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
So then
always does.
Yeah.
It's always the ultimate cure. You've seen one go in.
I think my favorite part of the game, obviously there's good parts, but Emmy, this is my first girls game of the season, right? I'll be completely honest. Coach Davis appalls me most days, so I don't want to spend too much time. But anyway, every time a teammate made a good play, you were up there clapping and cheering on the floor and then refocusing on defense. It's good to see how close this group is and how you pick each other up, even when you're short-arming shots and not doing things. Just talk about mindset of the girls and going into this tournament play a little bit.
Yeah, I think, we all have confidence in one another, so I think when all of us have our best game, that's when we're at our best, obviously. But we all know one another can make a shot. I mean, we see it every day in practice. We know what each other can do, so just confidence in that.
Yeah, we're a really tight-knit team. Like, this is definitely the most connected team that I've ever been on. And sometimes we can get a little rattled with each other, but it's an instant fix, and everyone is very accountable for their own actions, so, yeah.
Well, girls, congratulations again. Gracie, keep shooting the ball. Whatever Coach Davis is telling you, just keep on shooting the ball. Keep on shooting the ball. It's going to go in. Okay, congratulations, girls.
Thank you.
Gracie Miller and Emmy Gray joined us in the postgame, but now the man himself, Coach Tim Davis. Coach Davis, probably not the start you thought you were going to have. That first quarter was a little rough. Second quarter straightened around. Your focus at halftime to get these girls back on track?
Well, to begin with, I'm going to be straight honest with you. That was a very poorly coached first half by me. Our matchups were not right to begin with.
Okay.
So that first half is on me. We made switches. We put Elle on the point guard. I thought that made a big difference in keeping them in front of us, because they're just beating us down the floor. Our matchups were terrible. And, again, that's my fault. Made the adjustment at halftime, and I think they scored, 7 points in the second half. I think – and another part of that is, we want to pressure teams, but at the same time we got to be smarter about it. I need to be smarter about it, and sometimes you just got to back it off and keep them in front of you, and that's what we did in the second half.
I know. I asked the girls there quickly before we move on to the next one about Stasa and Coronado in the first half, and the first words out of Coach Davis' mouth had to be something about keeping 0, 0, and 10 in front of them, because it was very impressive to watch them just get downhill with that right hand. And most girls, and this pressure I've seen you guys put on, would stop at some point. When they're on their hip, when Elle or Emmy gets on your hip, they would stop. They did not. They continued to attack all the way to the rim. And then Elle Moeller comes out in the second half guarding Coronado. Yeah. And that, to me, you can say maybe should have been the beginning, but give Elle Moeller some credit, because she, in my opinion, she changed the game by just what she did on Coronado.
Yeah, and we had her on route to start with, because that was my thought was, she's their leading scorer. She can be very good offensively, so that's why we had her on her to start with. But Elle answered the bell and did what she needed to do in that second half. And we had girls hit shots. Talking about Elle, she hit a big one to start the third quarter.
Yep.
Gracie hitting 2 shots from down here in the corner. I thought in the second half we were able to get the ball inside better, and Kaylee finished a little bit, so that was good to see also.
We were surprised at the speed on the floor with the ball for those 2 Wauseon guards. If it didn't show up in tape that way, but man, oh man, they seem to be running through the defense.
Yeah.
and pulling away with the ball in their hands, which you don't normally see.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the way to beat it is to get to the rim, and a lot of players don't do that. Now, they're young, those two. I mean, they're quick.
Yeah.
They're young, but they also played varsity basketball last year. And last year, if I remember back to that game, they did stop, and we were able to trap them and turn them over a little bit. So I'm sure they talked about that. Yeah. You can't stop once you start going. And we didn't make adjustments in that first half to it.
Coach, talk about Kaylee Blanton there. In the first half, I could see some frustration of not getting her the ball when she's basically one-on-one with the girl on her back. Mm-hmm. And for our offense, for your offense, it seems like that ball's got to go. And then the second half, I was very impressed with not only us getting her the ball and her finishing, but then she didn't get impatient. She caught the ball and the double team came. Gracie got the 3 in the corner because of her, and I feel like there was one more shot that was off of a double team. Talk about Kaylee a little bit, and when she's playing at that level of sort of patience / aggressiveness at the same time, how much better that makes you offensively.
Yeah, and that's something, playing with more patience that we've talked about, we worked on with her, because she likes to go fast. I mean, she's an athletic girl, so she wants to go, which all makes sense, but she has improved in that area. And we talked after the game, for us to be at our best, we have to have the inside presence because it opens up our outside, and we're tougher to guard, and then vice versa, too. We can hit some shots that force the defense, and I think that's what we did, and able to get it inside there. But her patience down there is going to be critical going forward because some teams are going to double down, some don't, depending on the matchup, and recognizing that is a big, big thing for her.
I thought the second quarter, you guys – you came back out after being down in the first. I thought in the second quarter there were like 3 or 4 possessions in a row where Emmy got really good looks, but it was by design of the play, whether it was that double gap, double, or then the pick and roll and different things like that. Talk about how you've designed some different things just to give her looks when you need her to get a bucket. Or
some of that's just some wrinkles out of our dribble drive, the double gap attack for her. She's very tough. I mean, she can get to the basket. She's very tough. She can go right or left. So creating that extra space for her to get to the rim. A few other sets that we run out of that to get her some looks. And she was kind of going there in that second quarter, so we just kept going to her. As long as she was hitting and scoring. So, our girls know that, she's our number one scorer. And she has been all year and will continue to be. And, they accept that and they know that. And it makes us better when she can do that because it opens up opportunities for other girls.
Last question, Tim. At least last question for me. You're sitting at 19 wins. How many regular season wins did you have last year?
19.
Okay, so 20. This could be 20 wins. I'm not sure how often, if that's ever happened in school history. So talk about just you don't want to put too much emphasis on one particular game or a certain number, or even to the tournament for that matter. But just talk about what 20 wins would mean in this. You're going to do a Thursday game that sometimes could be meaningless, and I mean it's not, but the mindset of girls, you want to get to the tournament. Talk about what that would mean to your program.
Well, and we've talked about that even before tonight. That's our goal right now is to get to 20 wins, and it's never been done in the school history. And being able to get that, that's hard to do. I don't care,
it is.
Boys, girls, what level you're doing. That is very difficult to do. And we've tried to schedule tougher teams.
Yeah.
So, and we did this year, which we went on the road to beat a Liberty Benton team. PH we beat here. We played at Van Buren. We played New London in the Jingle Jam, who's only got 4 losses on the season. So, our schedule's a bit tougher this year than it's ever been, and still to get to 21s is pretty impressive of the work and the girls hanging on. It's a long season, the winter season, and just the grind and being able to stay motivated and perform at a high level is pretty impressive by our girls.
Yep. Well, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys.
Coach Tim Davis. About the win for his Lady Tigers, moving to that elusive 19-1. So Tigers finished this one with a big win. Back Thursday to finish up the regular season with Evergreen. Next broadcast, though.
It'll be a sectional
Tiger
boys.
Final. Well, for them,
it'll be a sectional final. It'll be the winner of the Northwood Evergreen game that gets played middle of next week, and that'll be one thing, as next week, and Coach Scott Barrett talks to him on the Timmy D, I believe it's called Basketball Show. That's a long break to have in the middle of a long basketball season. It's a long season, but then you're now going to have a Thursday through to a Saturday without a game. Be interesting to talk to Coach Davis about what the plan will be. I mean, sure, rest has got to be part of it, but you also don't want get rust in there.
Rusty,
So
yeah.
it'll be interesting to see.
All right, I think that's all we have here. Mark, you have anything else?
Nope, I don't. Again, join us Saturday for the wrestling. It's going to be, if you've never watched it or you've never come to one of those, wrestling, I tell you what, with the light and the center mat,
awesome.
and it's a pretty awesome experience. So join us then. Check our schedule, lctigersportslive.com, for details on all the schedule updates as we get into tournaments.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us, and go Tigers.
Go Tigers.